name is Jordan Henshaw.
And my name is Kelly Raybon.
I'm the mechanic.
And I'm the journalist. Together we're Try and Prove It.
Someone has been charged with aggravated murder and is facing the death penalty, so we better figure it out, right?
How do we tell the difference between an assertion that is true and an assertion that is false?
You've got to start with all of the evidence, and you don't have all the evidence just yet.
Okay, well, I have no idea. Whoever, but it's a dot.
Where's the dot?
Right there.
Science is not absolute. It doesn't say this is what happened for sure. It says this is the best explanation we have.
3, start sequence. 1. If one picture is worth 1,000 words, one field demonstration is worth 100 internet conspiracy theories. I'm gonna ask something at the risk of, being wrong, okay? But we're all just friends here. We're all just talking.
Good evening, everyone. This is going to be the best show of the week out of all the other shows out there. Why? Because we go out and we do real stuff in real life. We get in our car, we go places, we go out into fields, we drive halfway across Texas to go look at some gun stuff and then come back. We go into our fridge to get jelly to try to figure out what might have been in a van and an SUV. We climb trees, we jump out of trees, we film stuff in our living rooms. On this show, especially this episode tonight, we actually get stuff done. We actually do stuff. We actually try to prove it. We have a lot in store for you tonight, many different things. So I'll give you a rundown. You can see it on the left side of the screen here. We're actually on the wrong media asset right now. The arrow. Kelly, can you fix that? So
sure thing.
We're going to, so Kelly, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Kelly actually drove 8 hours yesterday to go figure out what the Fold AR thing is about. What is on X? It's not talked about so much on YouTube, but it's talked a lot more about on X. Corby Hall, the whole Fold AR thing. Some people think that whoever was on the roof might have had a folding rifle in order to take a shot, perhaps. So Kelly went out there and drove and figured out what that folding rifle is all about and what's going on with that. So she is going to have a very nice video to share with us to show us what she learned and what she saw and how it might be relevant to the Charlie Kirk case. And I have a couple of things that I heard from her that I think is maybe relevant to some of the other theories as well. After that, the main meal of the night tonight is going to be the timeline like you've never seen it before. So the timeline of the maroon shirt guy and all the security cam footage, and then the black shirt guy or the limping guy and all the security cam footage. You've probably heard people talk about the timeline just orally many, many times, and it's kind of hard to keep track of exactly where things are happening and when. But we have one of the best ways you can possibly put it on a timeline tonight with the help of Blender. We have an entire timeline that starts at 8. It's basically a video editor, and I dropped in each security cam footage into the video editing timeline, and the video editing timeline itself is like 24 hours long. So I can drop that footage at 8 hours and 30 minutes and 22 seconds in the timeline on the video editor, and that will be the actual time in the footage. So you can actually see physically the gaps between different footages to get a really good sense of exactly how long this gap is, exactly how long that gap is. And that'll give you a much better feel of what these figures actually did on the day. It'll be visual for the first time ever. And we also have an animated figure. We have animated figures representing both the maroon shirt guy and the black shirt guy, the limping guy. So you can actually see on the map their figure animate through the scene to show where we believe they walked. For the first time ever, I've never seen anything like this before. And then we're going to talk about journalism ethics. Kelly's going to bring up a very nice document that I was very happy to see for the first time. That is, we want to talk about ethics and like what is journalism and what separates a professional reporting system from what you typically get on YouTube or on X. What is the difference between a professional journalist and a YouTube journalist? That's what we're going to talk about then. And then I have some projects like me jumping out of a tree to see exactly whether or not it's feasible to jump from the height that Limping Boy did. And that'll be pretty exciting. I also have a project that I did to maybe kind of sort of demonstrate what that really weird brown bloody kind of thing in the van is that you might have seen. And I also have a coffin video where I kind of show exactly where my hand would be if I were laying in a coffin up against the video of Charlie, because some people think that his hand is in the wrong position in the coffin video of Erica. And we're going to see whether or not that is the case. So, and then we're going to bring it into audience questions. So, Kelly, you are, so you went to, you drove a lot yesterday.
I sure did. I feel like I drove halfway across Texas, but if you know Texas well enough, it takes a lot longer than, 4 hours one way to drive across the state. So I had the opportunity to meet Corby Hall. Some of y'all who have been involved in this case have heard a little bit about him and Fold AR, which is a very interesting type of rifle that literally can fold to be in a backpack. I'd like to go ahead and just show you a clip, and I'm going to stop throughout it. But I went to Mineola High School. It's a 3A high school, if you're familiar with the Texas system. I can't remember exactly how many kids they have there, but their security takes things very, very seriously. So I wanted to just go ahead and give you a little bit of a taste of what happens. And we are kind of reined in for a live video with YouTube's restrictions. So I just want to, I guess we'll all say fingers crossed. And also to let you know that hopefully this will air, but it is just an educational simulation purpose only. And we're going to just show like the weapon itself very briefly.
Mm-hmm. So you have a video?
Yes. I wasn't sure which layout you wanted to use for that.
Let's go into this one. It's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So they laid out across the table these various rifles, but that's the Fold AR at the end, 2 of them. And so I'll pause this real quick. So what we're getting into right away, this is a simulation. There was another YouTube creator there who is a major 2A, as they say, influencer. He has over 4 million followers. Colion is his name. And hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He was so nice. He had, a great crew there with him, but the security team ran him through the ranks of similar training that they do for their school resource officers, but also their Guardian program. And the reason why Fold AR fits so well into their security model is literally because it can fold into a backpack. It is accessible and it is discreet. And that is, how it would potentially factor into the Charlie case.
Ready, shoot, target.
So with that example, that girl's example particularly, that was one that would have really tripped me up because she had on a black shirt and a black object in front of her on that in that particular picture. She was actually, I believe, holding sunglasses. But if you think about having to make these decisions from a protective standpoint, it's split second, and it's harder than you might imagine.
Like it's haywire. Right.
For a second, I'm like,
So that's Coleon.
But then I'm like, okay, what's around this corner? And then I'm like, I think that's a gun. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, shoot!
So, all right, you shoot a lot of handguns. Okay. What would you say average wise you feel comfortable distance wise as being like, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to put good rounds on target? What distance do you feel comfortable at?
Where I started shooting.
Where you started shooting. Okay. And how far back do you think you were?
I call this 40. I say about 30, 40-ish.
Yeah, you were probably about 40 yards with that first shot. Right to that hallway where you stopped.
Actually, my bad.
And they'll be like, what do you have in that backpack? I'll be like, it's a folded up AR-15. And they'll be like, real? No, for real, what's in the backpack? It's an AR-15 rifle. And they'll be like, whatever.
So with that, that previous exchange, the first exchange that you could hear a little louder, he was talking about it. So they ran him through 3 different tests. One was with just a pistol. Then the second one was with a traditional rifle. And then the third was with the fold AR. And with the traditional rifle, he had to run all the way back to the police office. So that meant going through multiple doors, unlocking a door, unlocking a cabinet, and then bringing the rifle back to the scene. And with the pistol, it's much more difficult from a longer distance to be able to hit a target. And then when it comes to the fold AR, he quickly learned how much easier it was. And then the officer there, the school resource officer there, he was just mentioning that it's that the kids don't feel like the kids don't even know or kind of play about it. Like, wait, there's no way you actually have a gun in that backpack. There's no way you do. So that way it takes some of the scariness out of having a significantly powerful weapon around. And then here you can see just really briefly how literally it's folded up and it is inside both of those, each that's Corby in the black shirt closer to those vending machines. But they were just practicing there how to pack it into the backpack and then get it ready to go, and then break it apart and pop it back in. And literally, they could do it within 5 to 7 seconds. When Coleon was first starting, it was taking him maybe about 10 to 12 seconds, but within 2 or 3 tries, he had it down pat really quick. Okay.
So for like the summary of why is this important? It's important because when we wonder what kind of weapon could have been used, like here's a reason why it could be important. There was no security at this event at all. Basically, there's no metal detectors. You have thousands of people in the immediate vicinity around Charlie. And you would think that if you wanted to use a rifle to do something from within the crowd, people would see the rifle. But if you're able to put a rifle in such a small backpack, then that restriction becomes a lot less. So that's one reason it's important. It's important to see how small that rifle can get, because you can now imagine a rifle being in any of the backpacks of any of the people in that courtyard, since they have no metal detectors. So that installs reasonable doubt into the jury, potentially in trial, because there is so much unknown there.
That's a
And
great way to sum it up. And when they talk about, how quick the person on the roof was able to escape or potentially break down, this Mauser 30-06, it just, the fact is, it does not break down the way that the Fold does. However, they said that they discovered the Mauser and that was the weapon. So it's just, we thought that it was worthwhile to show you an example of an alternative. However, it is not the alternative that they claim was the weapon.
Mhm. And another reason that it is important is another thing that you saw there were the speakers, right? They had speakers. Like we don't, or I don't subscribe to the speaker theory, but when they were there, they weren't actually using real rounds. They weren't actually using real firearms. So they had to simulate the noise somehow. So what did they use to simulate the noise of the rifle?
So there was something that they had down on the floor. You could maybe see it, and I could pull it back up, but in some of the clips next to, let's see, I'll try to skim back
Your
through
controls.
it. Okay. So, okay, down at the bottom there. And I think that was this speaker that they, were able to like play some sound just to like switch it up. So that way the person who was running through the drills didn't know exactly where the shot came from.
So those are pretty small. And did they sound realistic?
It made me jump every time.
Mm-hmm. But you do know what, so we can establish some foundation here. You do know what a rifle sounds like, right?
Of course, I absolutely know what a rifle sounds like. I have fired, plenty of guns. I'm not an avid person at the range, but I grew up around guns on the farm. So yes, I absolutely do. And then also worth noting that what is different here as well is that this was an indoor situation, and so there are different echoes and things that the sound does.
Yes. So
Given that
that's
we were indoors.
kind of a counter to that is it's indoors. It's much, especially with the cinder block here, it is much, much, much easier to get a lot of sound in this reverberation space. So just because it sounds really good in there doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to sound really good outside. There is a lot of other reasons why I don't think that it was a rifle played through speakers. There's a whole list of reasons why. But this is something interesting that I think people should know about anyways.
Oh, yes. Thank you, GCL Shotbox. That was a term that I was looking for earlier. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else we should cover on this?
No, I appreciate Corby inviting me up there to get to see this. It gave me a different perspective. And I think if any of you in the audience do have an opportunity to become potentially, if you work in a school in any capacity, doesn't have to just be teachers, but if your school does have a guardian program, if you feel so compelled, I think it's worth exploring if you could volunteer to participate in that and be trained. If with my kids in school, I would hope that there are people who are prepared for when the worst happens.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to go into the main course of this episode, which is the sort of 3D timeline. So let's go ahead and get that pulled up here on my end. And let me get this ready.
While you're doing that, I wanted to mention that for anyone who is in the mobile version of our stream and is wondering, why am I only seeing this in this more narrow vertical option? It's because you're in the mobile version, and you're welcome to go to the full screen version for the full experience.
Yes.
But we do like to offer both in case someone is on their mobile, that it gives them the maximum mobile version.
Yes, but we do actually have pretty decent designs for mobile. But when we go into this timeline right now, you're really going to want to be in the desktop version so that you can actually see the times of the timeline. So here we go. Let's go into this now and remove this from the stage and add this to the stage. So what we have, let me orient you to what we have going on here. If I can get my mouse in the right screen. So up here, this purple scrub bar, that tells you the time of day. And as I scrub it through, it's going to go through the times of day. And as we get to different times of day, you'll see that it pulls up different video clips as they become available at that time of day. So like right here, we have the video clip down in this corner. This video clip is time synchronized to exactly 10:55 a.m. and we have, or 11:55 a.m. and we have 11:55 a.m. over here as well. Let me fix this real fast. There, that's better. Okay, so that is how that works. So like this footage here, 11:55 a.m., 11:55 a.m. up here, and it is placed in the video sequencer at exactly that time so that it is synchronized. So this footage is at 11:53. This footage is at 11:50, 11:50, 11:49. All this footage is time synchronized. Some of the footage that doesn't have its own timestamp on it, like this clip, I used Gray Hughes Investigates his shadow analysis in order to place some of these in time because we don't have any real reliable time for this. But what he did was he looked at the shadows on the ground and he has some software that predicts where the shadows would be at that exact location at specific times, and it matched up with the times that I have in this timeline. I will link that in the description because that is important. I don't think I remembered to do that, so we should do that later so that you can see where some of these times are coming from. So if anyone has any questions about how this timeline works, please drop them in the chat. The other thing that we have is the animation of the figures. This is representing the black shirt guy. And as we move through this timeline, we're going to see his image or his symbol move through the scene in conjunction with the timeline and with the footage. So that's going to be really helpful for understanding exactly where we know he went and also where we kind of infer that he went. And then we also have Maroon Shirt Guy as well. So we're going to start at 8:30 because that is the first video footage that we have. And when you see large gaps right here, that tells you that there's just no footage there. We don't really know what happened in those times. So when we go back to 8:30, right here, we have our very first footage, which is of the Challenger, the Dodge Challenger, believed to be owned by Tyler Robinson. That is going into the parking garage, and that parking garage is located right here. At about 8:29, 8:30 a.m. So this is the location on the map. This is the courtyard right here, so that you're oriented, and he is parking in the parking garage. So Kelly, you visited this parking garage, right?
Sorry, it's a long way now that I have two monitors to get my mic unmuted. Thank you. Yes, I sure did. I stood in this spot with the camera, security camera overhead. I walked this campus up and down.
Mm-hmm. So this is him now walking out of that area. Or this is the maroon shirt guy.
Yeah, I was going to correct you on that.
This is? We don't know who this is.
We do not know who this is.
So it could be anybody. But then we're going to fast forward to, we have this gap here. And what is alleged to have happened in this gap is he's alleged to have gone and talked to some TPUSA people, I think. We don't have a record of that. We don't have footage of it. We don't have any real evidence that that happened. But it was
But
testified to.
nor has anyone from TPUSA admitted to being the person publicly admitted to being the person who Tyler spoke with when Blake Neff was questioned about that in live spaces, at least twice, I believe. He has not said who it was.
Yeah. So then he goes down. He goes back he's back in the parking garage at 9:24 a.m. And because he takes a left here, we believe that he was going back to his car to go back, to go off in his car, right? So when he takes a left here, because Kelly was there in person, or I was there in person as well, but I don't remember enough of it. But she says that he's going to his car in this image. And then the next time we see something happening is, but that's the last of Maroon Shirt Boy that we know of.
Well, in theory, in this vehicle, in theory, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't necessarily know if there's multiple chargers or not, but we do see the a charger at the Wise Cam later. But
What can you scroll through that though? Back at the beginning. Yep. So let's see. Oh, okay, you're out of it now. Well, I was just going.
This is where he goes to the Wise Cam. He goes to the Wise Cam now. Yeah.
Yes. So I was going to mention that this vehicle is different from the front of it. For example, the exhaust is different. There are a few different features that investigators, cyber sleuths out there, truthers have noticed are different from the vehicle that was towed from his parents' home.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes all the way. We don't really know exactly where he goes because when we play this timeline, it's pretty slow. So he would be driving a lot faster than this because we have all this time here from 9:33 all the way up to about 9:57. It doesn't take 20 minutes to drive this distance. But this is the distance that we know he would have gone. But he probably went somewhere else too, but we don't know where. Okay, so then he goes over to this neighborhood. We have him in footage coming from this direction. I don't have that footage pulled up here, but in the footage of the Wise Cam, we do see his vehicle moving in this direction. And then he parks.
There goes the footage.
Yeah, he parks somewhere over here. And then he gets out where we think that he parks somewhere over there, but we don't actually know. But somewhere in that general area is where he would have parked.
And that's exactly where I parked when I, at least one of the times that I went up to campus to experience that walk for myself.
Mm-hmm. So now he's going to walk past the Wise Cam.
You do have that, right?
I do.
Oh, there he is. Well, someone.
If you can't see the video, go into desktop mode. Mm-hmm. On the mobile version, you're not going to be able to see much.
They may not understand what you mean. FYI, we're running two versions of this stream. One version is a mobile version, and one version is the traditional, more desktop full screen version.
So now he's walking through here. He's going to go walk over here. So this house here, we're going to talk about this later, but this is an interesting house that is owned by the university, right, Kelly?
Show me which one you're at. That one, yes. And then actually also another one that's really close over there too. But yes, that's a property that has been owned by the university. Oh gosh, I have the documents and on my computer, but for several years now. And I did a good amount of walking around that property. It looks abandoned-ish, but I don't, but it also looks like it's maintained. And then there was construction that most people wouldn't know, but has recently gone on at this property as well.
Mm-hmm. So then, as we play forward, where we believe he went, this is the most natural path, but we don't actually know exactly where he went. But we believe he went up here,
Sorry.
and then down here, and this is where we have some more doorbell footage.
Sorry.
So we have some more doorbell footage on the Phil Lyman Street. That's this street here. So we can scroll into this and play this. So this is where he starts walking through there. And then we're going to see him on another, or no, we only see him on the one camera this time. And then he walks down here and he has several minutes to get all the way over here to the tunnel. And we see him enter the tunnel then. So he has from 10:06 to 10:09 to walk this distance, which seems pretty natural, I think. So 3 minutes to walk that distance. And then we see him enter the tunnel. And what's interesting about this clip here?
Sorry, Jordan, could I pause you before we go into the tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my dogs, there was a possum that came up to the door and the dogs were not having it. Oh, goodness. Apologies. Okay. We are going to load in a video just so you guys can understand what it was like for them to for this person to perhaps walk from the Lyman residences, and these aren't Bill Lyman's homes, but family, then across the street to campus. One moment here.
So we have.
Here we go.
Ruby says, I felt like you were being watched the whole time you were there, Kelly.
I very well could have been. You know, it's I can say that my mom felt that way when she was there now probably 8+ weeks ago. She had an eerie feeling for me. I mean, I'm aware of my surroundings, but there were so few people anywhere that it was kind of eerie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have the clip.
Yes.
Were you going to pull it up or shall I?
Oh, if you can, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't mess up the layout.
I just messed it up. Here we go. Remove and add.
Okay, you can turn the volume off. Thank you. So these are the houses that I was just referencing. I didn't have a chance to trim this down, but it'll go pretty quick.
Okay.
But I think it's helpful for everyone to see just kind of the vibe, what it's like. So this would have been where that maroon, or was he still maroon? He was in the black shirt. Was he maroon?
This is the black shirt guy, right?
Okay, I think I just want to make sure because I had stepped away when the dogs were barking. So
yeah, I think that's black shirt guy. We're still on maroon shirt guy because this guy, he goes, when he passes this here, he does not, he just goes right past it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, regardless, he would have still, if he's walking toward campus, he would have done this anyway. So he's walking
Yes,
toward campus, right?
so.
Okay.
Or perhaps, can this be walked through?
Yes. Well,
Okay, so
yeah.
there's no fence there.
Can we just, if we just play the clip, I think it will
Oh, your clip?
demonstrate my clip. Yes.
Well, I don't want to confuse people because we have clear footage of. Okay, let's just play this.
It's what are we doing? Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's a fence there. I don't think there is a fence. This is black shirt guy. This is the path black shirt guy takes.
Okay.
We'll get to that very soon. Okay, so then he goes down here. This one, like we don't know we don't know which. It looks like he just goes straight, kind of like that. We don't know if he goes this way like we do the other guy. And then he goes into the tunnel in this footage, and then we see. Oh, the white SUV is not in this clip. He just walks up the tunnel and then immediately goes into the tunnel. And then we can watch him over here. And then we have him in the stairwell or coming out of the tunnel in the parking garage. And then going up the staircase. And then we have nothing for a while. And then he takes a right here, which we believe is out to the street. And then we have a gap where we think that this is when he goes to the Chick-fil-A. Allegedly.
Yeah, it's not that we think that, it's just that that's what had been testified to.
Mm-hmm. So then we have a very long gap. We don't really hear from Maroon Shirt Guy again at all, ever. There's no other footage of Maroon Shirt Guy. So the question we have is, when did he exit? Why don't we have any footage of him exiting and going back out to the street, back out to the neighborhood? Is that because maybe he stayed there and he was in the crowd when the shot went off? So we don't know where Maroon Shirt Guy went. I kind of think that maybe Maroon Shirt Guy was not Tyler Robinson, and he was just a normal person who was there to watch Charlie Kirk, and he probably exited with a large crowd of other people, I think.
Or that, or that Maroon Shirt Guy could have been someone like Tyler, and that they were just a spotter or they had some other purpose, but that they were not actually in a position to take a shot.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one we have is of Black Shirt Guy, or the limping guy. And that is, we're now switching to the black monkey, or the black symbol over here. And that is over here. And we see him walk past this camera. And then he walks past this camera. And this is where we see him do a do-si-do over in this corner here. So this is what I was talking about, how we know that he took that right turn. So instead of just walking past this, he does the little do-si-do over here, and then we see him walk past that way. So that's where this footage comes in, where we see Kelly taking that pathway as well.
I mean, the road is essentially a dead end, basically a cul-de-sac there. So my feeling is that he probably went the same route, both, or, you know, if it were to be the same person, that they perhaps went the same route, or even if they're different people, they would have gone likely the same route. But
what we know for sure is that black guy took this route. Because we see him take that right turn. And that little bridge, does that look like that's been there the whole time?
yeah, it's so you can tell in the neighborhood that, so here you can see right there, Jordan, that like that's what all of this stuff like does in this particular area. Like that bridge, if you can even call it that, is the way to cross this. It's like a culvert.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just tell you from my personal experience being there, it's what makes the most sense if one's intent is to cross from that street over toward the campus.
Yes. Okay, so that is that video. So now we have a very good idea of what that person would have seen. Thank you. And then we're going to go back to this one. So if I can get my mouse on the right screen, we see him do that do-si-do and take that path that Kelly took. And then he walks this way for about 3 minutes, which is about what it took Maroon Shirt guy as well to get to the tunnel. And then what's interesting about when he gets to the tunnel is this vehicle here, right?
Yes. So you want to keep an eye. If you guys want to look on the right side of the screen at the surveillance video, there is, as the person they claim to be Tyler, the black shirt guy, will say, or limping guy, is right there at the edge of the tunnel. You will see a white SUV, which looks quite similar. We can take another look at it in a little bit, but to the white SUV that is also seen going through the parking lot right after 12:23, the time of the shot.
Yes, thank you. And then we have him waiting around a lot. He's spending a lot of time at this tunnel. So from 11:53 to 11:54 to almost 11:55, he's just waiting in front of that tunnel. And that's what I mean when I say that you can visualize the gaps now. If you look at, supposed to be on this screen. When you look at, like, this is the gap. And I can play it here and you can see exactly how long this gap would be where we have missing footage. So what is he doing during this time? They just cut the footage away and they cut immediately to 11:55-ish. So what is he doing here? Is he taking a phone call? Is he waiting for orders to go to the next stop? What is he doing in this time?
Did the white SUV make another loop around and hand him something? I mean, all of those things are speculative, but we do not know because that time period is clipped out of the video.
And if he's making a phone call, like Jack proposes, did they clip that part of the footage out because they don't want us to know that he's making a phone call, that he could have conspirators? Perhaps. I'm just going to let this play out so that we feel the entire length of this missing footage. So he's probably talking to someone. He's probably waiting for orders. And it's kind of interesting to let this silence play out. And we're about to come back to him.
Oh,
And
also at that very end of the car leaving the frame. Sorry, I'll wait until this is over and we can go back and take a little peek at it.
okay. And now he's going into the tunnel. Finally. And when we get to this part, he's putting his phone in his pocket, right?
Can you zoom into that so
Yeah.
folks can see that better?
So he was texting. So was he texting that whole time? Was he on the phone that whole time? He was doing something with his phone that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be very interesting to see the text records of what this person was doing with their phone that whole time. Does this look like Tyler Robinson?
Audience, what do you think? Does that look like Tyler?
Doesn't to me.
It doesn't to me either, but
And hold on. Can you take it for a second? I want to check something.
of course. I do see that there are a few folks saying that someone's watching on their TV and we're coming up in a phone format. Yes, we do have a full screen, widescreen, traditional version, but we are pushing out the mobile version as well for those who may wish to view that way. Apologies for the issue. So feel free to hop out and go to the other version.
You'd think that the TV would know to choose the desktop one. That's interesting.
You would think. But that also could mean that YouTube is pushing out the mobile version. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So we now see him walk down into the tunnel. Now
Before we go, wait, before we go all the way out, can we go back to that initial clip? And it's going to be at the tail end. That white car, if you're able to zoom in really close to it. Okay. If you could play that. Watch this here at the end. Hold on. And maybe it's not pulled drug out far enough in the clips that I've looked at from the hearing. Oh, okay. There we go. Can you do that?
No, I think I messed it up. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Anyway, it appears that the car just vanishes. So let's see if it does that now. Sorry. Oh, yep. Look at that.
And I'm now checking the time to see if that jumps.
Okay.
It does. So it jumps from 11:53 to 11:54. So 11:53 in 17 seconds and 11:54 33 seconds. So let's actually cut that and put that into the proper timeline. So it jumps to 11:54 and 33, 11:54 and 33. That is all the way over here. Oh, I already have that pulled in. Okay. So that was just the splice that we already have. That's why I cut it there. So they just spliced. We already knew about that splice. So it just jumps from, so like the camera that you're looking at, the footage that they played in trial, that jumps from here to here. That's why the car disappears.
Even though he doesn't appear to move. Does he appear to move in that?
Yeah, he does. Let's see. I think he does. I would say he does. Yeah.
I mean, between though, how much time are we talking about passing? Because feet don't.
I would say that is a significant. Like these are the 2 frames there. These are the 2 frames there. Next 2 frames. Whoa. And then going forward, that's the amount of movement. Going forward, that's the amount of movement. And back here, that amount of movement. That amount of movement. That amount of movement. That amount of movement. Like that's the average amount of movement between frames.
Mm-hmm.
That's the basic idea. Then we get to this one.
Okay. Can you zoom into him more?
And when we get to this one, that is a significant amount of movement. So I would say that this is very clearly a cut, and we can see the clock cut. So
wait, hold on. It is hold on. Wait. Okay, so how much? 1 minute and 16 seconds different?
Yes.
Okay, and then can you scroll down on him? Can you zoom into him?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
So it's a camera cut.
I mean, for me, I'm not buying it. I feel like he's not for a minute and 16 seconds. I would be moving around. I mean, maybe I'm just a wiggle worm, but I'd be moving around a whole lot more than that over the course of a minute and 16 seconds. It doesn't look like his lower body moves other than like rock, maybe like barely, like his feet aren't moving. His feet are in the exact same spot.
But you can see the shadow move too. You see the shadows all like the shadow in the bottom left? They just cut the camera. They just cut the footage.
Okay.
You can even see that the sun has changed significantly. Like
okay, now that you point to the shadows, I can see that. I was thinking for him, a minute and 16 seconds, like, I mean, I'd move. I have a hard time staying still, though.
Yeah, I think they cut the camera. So, moving on. Then he's, I guess, just staying there for a while, for several minutes.
Yep. And want to also acknowledge our super chat. Thank you so much for that. This is great intel. So they're saying that it's a Mazda C650 hybrid. We can take a peek at that in a little bit. Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you. Or Mazda CX, I think they said. And, well, let's pull that up real fast, yeah?
Sure. I didn't want to disrupt you any more than I already have.
No, we have plenty of time. Mazda, and this is our segment. Mazda CX. What was it? CX something?
Yeah, CX50 hybrid.
We were talking about this earlier. I could see it.
Okay, that's a good still.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Let's look for this little bump though of the headlight or the tail light. I think so.
Yeah, nice work.
I wouldn't call that definitive just yet, but that is a very strong possibility. Okay, so now he's going to go into the tunnel.
And just as a reminder here, we are at what time? We're at 11:55.
Mm-hmm. We're at 11:55. Then he goes into the stairwell. First, he looks to the left, which is interesting, like he doesn't know where he is. And then we see him, or maybe he's looking for someone. But he's like looking the other way for a little while. Now he walks up the staircase.
Are you able to make the screen, those videos, thank you, larger?
Of course. This is Blender. Blender is amazing. We can put it however we want.
Now, is this just about the first color image that we've seen
Of what?
of surveillance? Did the other ones, I guess they just didn't, I mean, it's very dingy and dark in there, so it's not really.
Well, they were still
popping.
I think these
Okay.
are the first videos.
Got it.
So he's definitely keeping his head down for sure. Let's watch the girl in orange. I don't know that I would agree with that, Kelly.
It looks like she might kind of glance to the side. I don't know how much she would have known per se, but
I think there's
it does look like she kind of like glances. How close did they come to each other? I mean, he might have even, I don't know if they brushed arms by chance or.
It's very quick. Like there's a glance like right there, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But not much.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth considering that in reality, people are kind of in their own world as they're moving in between classes. And I mean, you're moving through the grocery store or whatever. I think people are generally in their own heads.
Yeah. So I don't know the last time you were at the grocery store, but the last time you were at the grocery store, do you remember the fifth person you brushed by?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I don't think anyone in this clip is going to remember anything from this stairwell. And then he takes the right to go out to the street. And now we can go back over here and look at our map. And now he's going to go, we think, over to this camera, which is new from the preliminary hearing. They believe that this figure here is the same black shirt guy who is limping. This little figure right here.
That little smudge there. Okay.
That little smudge. They know for a fact that that is the same dude.
Overwhelming.
On here as well. Overwhelming evidence. And they certainly know for a fact that that is Tyler Robinson and not Lance Twiggs or someone else.
That's right. What? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just saw it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
And it takes them a very long time to walk from here all the way to now. Oh, that's not it. Now to over here. Why is that? Oh, okay. So, interestingly enough, since we have this timeline now, we can see the UVU review video start. So, when this person is seemingly approaching the staircase up to the Lozi Center roof access, that is approximately when this is going on. So now we have that kind of time synchronized as well, which is one of the really cool things we can do with this setup for the first time ever that we know of. So now this person is seen on this rooftop. This is when they at least appear to kind of mount that rooftop and get into position over there. It's just a little bit of a smudge, so it's kind of hard to see. But if I do this, you can maybe see it better.
Oh, goodness. Do you
So we
want
can
me
see.
I can pull up? Okay. Sorry. I'll save it for later.
Do you want to do it now?
I can. I was just going to say I could pull up, just a clip of what it looks like there if it's helpful.
Let's do it.
for
Let's
folks.
do it. So we have all kinds of footage from the Lozi roof access point there that Kelly will bring up, and it will be fantastic. Because, that's what we get when we actually, like I said at the top of the episode, we actually get in a car, we actually get in a plane, we actually go places, we actually do stuff. That is what makes our channel special. So Kelly's getting that footage. Yeah, there was a comment that was kind of dirty that we were kind of looking at earlier. Why would you drive your own vehicle to the scene of the crime the same day you're planning to do that? That's a good question. I don't think you would. I think you would park well away from any camera so that they never see your license plate. Just common sensing it. GLC supposedly Tyler was, but they're talking to someone else. Kelly, round 2 still with the. Are you 2 still with the theory that Charlie may be alive? Yes, we are. Absolutely. We think that Charlie is still alive because the physical evidence seems to be most consistent with a squib, and because the contextual evidence appears to be most consistent with a faked death and not a real murder. Because, why are some of the contextually, what's going on in front of Charlie Kirk? Well, we have people doing hand signals in front of Charlie. Literally, the moment before the shot goes off. The moment before the shot goes off, they're doing a hand signal that is definitely a hand signal. And I can show you the hand signal. Let's look at the hand signal, shall we? Let's pull that up real fast since we have the whole timeline here.
Yes, please.
Let me turn off my audio here. So, check out this hand signal. Boom. That's when the shot goes off. Immediately after that hand signal. So this is why we think it's fake death. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I can't show the stuff with Charlie, but just watch him and watch his reaction to show you when the shot goes off. Does his hand signal, and then boom. You don't think that is staged? Come on, man. Let's play that again. Hand signal done, boom, immediately. So that's one of the contextual things. And then, you look at these people. Let's watch their reactions. Let's look at this. You see this dude, he ducks right before the shot. This dude, Terrell Farnsworth, he just immediately does, oh, and then he walks away. And then Mikey McCoy, he just immediately phone to the ear and walks away. Let's watch this guy duck. duck, boom, shot. Let's play that again. He ducks, boom, shot. Now let's look at this guy's reaction. Boom, shot. He does this, and then he walks away. Or I guess he kind of runs away. And then he films a selfie video. And then let's look at Mikey McCoy. Or we can look at, we can't really see his reaction, but we can see Mikey McCoy's. Going to the ear and just walks away. And then we see him behind the tent. Blake Knapp on the phone. Mikey McCoy on the phone, just walking away, not looking back at Charlie. He's just having a blast almost. Are you ready with your lovely video?
Almost keep going. It's trying to load. It's trying to load in. Otherwise, we can skip it.
I don't want to skip it. I want to see your video.
I'm just having to move something out of my Google Drive onto the desktop to.
Then we can play this very carefully. We have this frame, which I've replicated with the CO2 pending gun. And then this frame, and then this frame, and then this frame. I'm not going to play anymore. But this frame here, I've been able to replicate that with CO2 pending gun. Kind of. Not to that severity, but pretty similar to that. I've done that in, I think, Field Test 5. If you look on the Try and Prove It channel, we have basically a very similar frame to that. That was just a natural side effect of the CO2 pending gun, which is pretty interesting. And that really doesn't look like cavitation to me. It looks like the shirt is moving out of the way, exposing more skin. A lot of people think it's cavitation, but I don't think it is. So I don't want to play any more of that and get us banned on YouTube. So to answer your question, why do we or you weren't asking why, but I answered why. Why do we think he's still alive? Because his shirt yanks up to his ear, which is really weird. Why does his whole necklace jump up into the neck wound? His cross pendant looks like it jumps straight into the neck wound. That's really weird. His shirt shouldn't yank up like this. We shouldn't have white vapor coming out of his shirt. And all these people are acting like it's fake, like it's staged. Like when you watch a prank video on YouTube and you could tell that it's fake, we're looking at the same things in this video and we can tell that it's fake, right?
Yes.
Do I need to go more or are we good?
It's trying, unfortunately, because I'm not on Wi-Fi. Actually, maybe then I can do AirDrop, right?
Yes, Wi-Fi enable and Bluetooth enable.
Okay. That just hit me. I thought because I was on the Ethernet that I wouldn't be able to. So, okay, that will help a lot.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Beam me up, Mr. Scott says, is this where the police tape and that block camera thing is now? Kelly's video, yes. That is right.
Maybe I have a smaller sized one on my phone.
Here. How many megabytes is it?
I don't know, but it's giving me a tough time. So let me just see if I can do because I was trying to show the Osmo one. It's because it's such great quality. But that's
we
okay.
want the great quality.
Yeah. And we can always come back to it if we need.
Okay. Well, I want you to feel involved and like you're appreciated.
Well, I know I'm appreciated. We're here doing this.
Yeah. Any other interesting comments? Just common sensing, it says, I've always questioned whether the camera by Farnsworth was actually recording. Has anyone pointed out anything that would show it was or was not recording? I would assume that it was. Let's look at that camera, though. If we can do so safely. So this camera here, I don't know why it wouldn't be. I think this is facing the audience. I'm not aware of any evidence that it was not recording. So I would assume that it was, but if anyone has a reason why it would not have been, let us know. This is a good question. Jeremy Smith asks, if you think he faked his death, do you think the whole trial is a sham and fake as well? If you're talking about the preliminary hearing that we live streamed a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I never really shared these thoughts, but when I look at the performance of the defense in that preliminary hearing, especially the one guy who has the really annoying voice, I just feel like they were set up to fail just by having that guy come to the stand.
Mm.
Every live stream, everyone's always complaining about this guy.
Yeah.
You never know what his point is. Very boring to listen to. He never gets to the point, and when he does get to the point, it's like, okay, so what? But they had him on a lot of the preliminary hearing, so it kind of seems to me like they threw it, like you would say in sports, like they threw the game. That's
Which,
what it
I
seems
mean,
like.
would be expected if it's faked, right? And you're trying to make it sway a certain direction.
Yeah. And you hire like not the best lawyers too, if you want to get him locked up and everything. Like, okay, if you have a really good defense, what happens? The public knows that it's a bad case. But if you have a bad defense, then you can bring a crap case forward and you get away with it. So like the difficulty is much lower if you have a bad defense. If you have a defense who isn't looking into anything people are talking about online, complete black hole. No one is talking about, why does it? They didn't bring up no exit wound. They did not bring up no exit wound at all. How many military guys can you get on that stand? You could have had, I don't know about the specific legal aspect of this, whether or not they could have had 100 military guys go on that stand and say, there should be an exit wound. I'm in a place to know. There should be an exit wound. I'm in a place to know. There should be an exit wound. I'm in a place to know. You have the wrong weapon, sir. That wound does not match the weapon. Why did we not hear that during preliminary?
Well, I mean, one reason why that may be the case is because supposedly, it's not for the defense to put on its case at that point, but it's still, man, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't like it.
Judge Fleischer video where
Oh God, no, we don't need to go back to Judge Fleischer. Well, we'll spare the audience from going back to Judge Fleischer.
Because the entire time they're saying, oh, in the video, or no, oh, he went plank in the car. He was resisting arrest. He was resisting arrest. He was resisting arrest. He was resisting arrest. He went plank in the car. And then he played the video and it's like, dude, no, he didn't. Case dismissed. Just watch the video, dude. He doesn't go plank. Case dismissed. Watch the video of Charlie Kirk get shot. There's no exit wound. And if you have any experience with firearms, you would know that there should be an exit wound. Watch the video. Case dismissed. That's why the Judge Fleischer video is important. All right, I think we have the video.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked.
I'm not, because you're amazing.
I don't know. That was under pressure. Sorry, guys. That took a lot longer than I was anticipating. So this is a long video, so I'll try to move through it. Let's see. Is it going to play?
Hold on. Let's go into this one.
Is it playing?
Maybe.
I have a backup in the meantime, so I'll work on that. No? Okay.
I see the thumbnail of it, but it doesn't seem to be interested. Is it in Drive?
That one may, so for whatever reason, my drive's not wanting to connect. It's giving me trouble. So that was part of my beef also.
Well, we gotta figure that out.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
And-
I got that. Boom.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is a lengthy video, so I'll try to. Oh, wait, is it trying to play? Oh goodness! Come on. Can you? Does it do anything on your end?
All right, my controls.
Sure.
No, it's not playing.
Okay, it's probably. Yeah.
Can you? I don't know if you can text it to me.
Here, let me just
Probably
end this
not.
one. Let's see, didn't work. Oh, I see at the bottom. Is it trying? Wait, is it trying to load? Gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here. Hold on. I'm going to do one last go at it. Just because
Can
it
you
is
just-
really
can you
helpful
just
to
screen-
see
why
from
don't
up
you
there.
just screen share? Just screen share and play it on your screen.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That's what I was about to do, but you have two monitors now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much.
Beam me up, Mr. Scott says, I think the defense has to put out all their evidence in the prelim. I could be wrong, though. I don't believe that's the case. I think they're very restricted on what they are allowed to present in a preliminary hearing. And, you know, the concern I have to Leaky, who is Lecky? Lecky? Huh? I'm sure that's meant to say Kelly. The concern I have about the way this preliminary hearing went is it's the decision is on the 1st of September, right? Or is it the 3rd?
First.
The 1st of September. On the 1st of September, what happens? The judge comes out and he says, I find probable cause. What then happens in the general public? The general public now believes that Tyler Robinson is guilty. What do all the TPUSA people say? Guilty. What does Fox News say? Guilty. What does Paramount Tactical say? Guilty. Because they found probable cause. Trial's over, guys. No more trial. He was found guilty during trial. The entire public for the next 2 years, he was found guilty in the trial, and it's all game over. The prosecution brought all of their evidence forward. They knocked it out of the park. No doubt was left. The defense had nothing. Guilty. Game over. There's nothing left to talk about. That's the issue I have with these prelim hearings. They have so much exposure, and they are so unfair to the defense, and they have so much impact on the public perception. And there's far too much time between the prelim hearing and the actual trial.
I can only imagine what it's like to sit and sit and sit. Okay. So I was able to just add, it was going to make me restart. It was going to make me restart the whole thing. So here we go. So this was along my walk through the neighborhood. I do a whole lot of narrating. This is the UVU house. I don't want to distract us too much with all of these little observations, but let me take us straight over to, okay, walking up this staircase. That is essentially on the back of the Losi. Okay, of course, at the time, on September 10th, this fence was not there.
But that is
large fence.
That detail stands opposed, right? Some people are saying that
That
Didn't
this
we talk
large
about that?
fence.
Didn't someone
No,
say that was still there?
that was there on September 10th.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that?
Oh, I don't know.
I think we have so many conversations. I'm pretty sure we talked about that. Someone was saying, "Oh, the fence was still there," but the reason we know that the fence was uh not there is because in this footage, remember this footage here? Oh, you can't see my screen. Let's oh, if I pull it down, is it going to lose your spot?
I know
think it
where I
will.
am now. I know where I
No,
am now, so you can bring it down.
So in this footage, we see him walk. Like, is he climbing over a fence here? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he would just walks directly to that outcropping, right? He's
Yeah.
not impeded by a fence.
Yeah.
So whoever was saying that there was a fence there,
Yeah, it was 100%. It was not there.
yeah, it was not there. Agreed.
It
Moving
was
on.
not there because we can also see in the aftermath from the Life is Driving Adam Bartholomew video, you're able to see the police officers on the roof looking around after, and then actually see them just kind of make this little climb over that. I always forget the name of what they call it, but that small railing, and then
The parapet
be
wall.
on parapet wall. Yes. Learning so much architecture, different names in this whole experience.
The hotel I worked at had one of those parapet walls, and I looked at the plans for it, and I was like, "What does that word mean?" Oh, now I know what that means.
Yep. Okay. So, and then while we are pulling this up, I can also pull up. I see someone had asked the height of that fence, the small one, the parapet wall, and I have that as well. But we can go ahead and play this. So that's in just 7.5 minutes. And then if that, in fact, is the
I'm just pausing. Is the audio safe on this one?
yes, mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just me. If that, in fact, is the area that he assembled the gun, then he'd be on his way. Let's see if it'll focus. Sorry. So yeah, if that is in fact the area where he assembled the gun, then from there, he'd be on his way to the perch. And then from here, I just don't understand why you would go and run off that side versus making a run for it back here, so that way you know that you're safe, and then maybe jetting off that way. Yep, we can stop it there. Just before I went down, I just wanted to like finish that little thought, and for people to see, because they're not able to like really see this side of it from this angle. What were you gonna say?
What if there's a cop on that stairwell?
I mean, could be, but why? Like, it took a long. Everyone, for there to be 3,000. I don't know how many people are on campus on an average day. Given how, I mean, I've been there during the summertime, and there are classes there going on, but you know, it's pretty sleepy. For that day, with everyone being at the event, 3,000 people, I just can't imagine there was that many people roaming around. Of course, you don't know, but what happens if you jump off of the building and you twist your ankle or you break a leg or something, you know, just.
But what if there's a cop on that stairwell? Just
Then you
mission
jump
plan.
off the stairwell. I don't know.
But now he's in hot pursuit.
Same could be set up for the other side. I mean, you know, he could have gotten hit by a car, or could have, I don't know, there could have been someone right over there. It just. So
mission planning. I'm going to assume that there's going to be a cop or multiple unfriendlies on the stairwell, and I do not want to be in that confined space with them. But anyway,
there would also at that point, be the out, you know, going toward the computer science building.
But you have a rifle in your hand.
Maybe. You know? If they say that, like, you have if you have a rifle in your hand and you've already killed one person, then you had a few more bullets in there.
And now they're definitely in hot pursuit. But anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
If I were planning this mission, I would 100% absolutely, like, yes, you have to jump off the side of the roof. Like, that is the only, like, feasible option. In my opinion, just from a mission planning, threat assessment, risk level, like, you gotta just make a beeline for that neighborhood ASAP. Get the F off that roof. Do not go into any congested pedestrian areas. Do not put yourself in a confined space with anybody. Assume that there's cops everywhere. There's not, but you have to assume that.
Yeah.
Just get away from people as fast as you possibly can. Do not put yourself in any pedestrian areas that you do not absolutely have to.
All I can say is the vibe. Like, the vibe there is that there are immediately, like, hiding spots that get you away from the chaos on this side. That was just my feeling in person over the course of multiple days.
All right, I think we.
But hey, I'm no assassin. Someone did ask for the height on that. What was it? The parapet
wall.
I keep thinking of pipette from science, you know. Okay, the parapet wall. That it was about 3.5 feet, like just under 3.5 feet.
Do we have that? We don't have that screenshot. Okay.
Anyway,
I might. Yep. You know what? I think I might have that screenshot pulled up already. I might have that pulled up. Can you read a comment real fast?
Yes. This was very well planned out, almost too good for just one kid to just happenstance it. And that was my feeling as I walked this space multiple times a day over the course of 5 days. It just, even though I'd never had a problem navigating and I explored on my own, I wasn't using a map to walk around from here to there. It's much smaller than what it comes across on TV, on the screen, and in photos. But I just do not believe that he showed up that morning, even at 8:30. That a person would show up that morning and leave it all to chance and not have any other help. They would just come up with the whole thing by themselves.
I have it. I found it. Let me see if I can drag and drop it into here.
And it is like a maze, given the amount of level changes. I will say that there are some places where, like, you think you're going to be able to have access to the ground floor, and then you're really like on the second floor, or there are, because there are so many elevation changes, there are many floors. Like in one of the buildings, it's 7 or 8 floors. 7 floors, I think.
This screen management thing, man. All right.
I agree with you, Nan Paints. It should have been swarming with police or military with someone that prominent speaking, especially when it's not like all of these people just descended all at once. And that was the whole purpose of ticketing. Even though they didn't actually check tickets, they had RSVPs beforehand, and people were expecting to have to show their digital ticket, but that never happened, of course.
Okay, I have the screen share ready. These are your photos.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's fine.
So it says 3'5" in that one, and then it says 3'1" in the other one, but it should be the same.
It should be the same. It's just that in this case, I was a lot further. This was like the 3'1". That was the first measurement I took, but I was taking it from many, many feet away and zoomed in at like an awkward angle. So it wasn't an ideal spot.
It's good to know the limitations of the equipment. So we do have some limitations there, so we don't want to take super precise conclusions from it, but it is good as it's more than I did. I'll put it that way. So
and I will say that John did confirm. If any of you know John from North Carolina, he did say, because he is in the home building and I think maybe some commercial building industry, and he said that those measurements were standard, or the measurement was standard. I think the approximately 3.5 feet. He said it in inches, whatever it is. So
yeah, he's been on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
So we are at, where are we at?
So we are at the top of the Losi, and he's about to perhaps get the call to proceed forward.
Yes. So this is when he decides to jump the fence. Let me zoom into this a little bit more. So we have it on the animation and over here. This is from the prelim hearing. I mean, it's a smudge, but this is supposed to be him hopping.
We can't see you yet, Jordan.
Thank you, Kelly.
Of course.
Okay, so we have the smudge doing smudgy things, but this is supposed to be the smudge dropping over the wall.
And how did they show it? Can you do the zoom out version just to show what it would have looked like on the screen that was played in the courtroom for all those folks who said it was undeniable? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how tiny it is. It's just a smudge doing smudgy things. But that is when they believe that he hopped over the wall, and it kind of looks like that. But that is at 12:17 p.m. And then we have, it's from 12:17, 12:18, 12:19, 12:20, 21, 12:22 is when he's going to make the run for it. And this is when Hunter Kozak comes out. Let me turn my audio back on.
I know you don't want to turn it up too loud, but we can like just barely hear it. So if you want it to be loud enough for us to hear something, may crank it a little bit.
I don't think we need to right now.
Okay.
We see Dan Flood. Thank you for letting me know, though. Mm-hmm. But we see Dan Flood come up to Charlie. And I haven't looked into enough of the TPUSA footage to really know for sure, but is it common for Dan Flood to actually physically go up to Charlie and tell him stuff?
I have seen him gesture to him before and have a little bit of not even a back and forth, but a slight dialogue with him. But I don't know that I have seen him walk up and whisper something to him in previous events. I mean, it's like he's the singer on stage, you know, the security's not going to really go up and interrupt the performer.
Exactly. And he's just there to make sure that Charlie doesn't die. He's not there to talk to Charlie, to have a chat with Charlie, to ask Charlie how his day's going, to ask him how much sleep he got last night. That's not Dan Flood's job. His job is to just sit there and maintain security posture. But anyway, does this.
Thank you, Veil Jumper. I'll take that off. Thank you so much.
And I think all guys did a lip sync analysis to try to figure out what they were saying. I don't think it's conclusive, but it's interesting. What do you think about that lip reading analysis?
I don't recall what he had determined that was said.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. So this is when he starts moving. We know that because we look at the footage over here. And again, this is all time synchronized.
Yeah, Jordan did a really great job on syncing all of the timing here.
I messed this up. I need to fix this. I messed it up. Oh boy. I messed it up. I broke it. You can't see. I need to fix this. We can fix this. 0. I did not do a good job on this part. 0.
That's okay.
1. 1.
Oh, interesting. Esoteric 44 said that Algeist said that Charlie said take the shot or something like that. Is that your recollection, Jordan?
He had a lot of solves for that.
Okay.
Some of them were higher confidence than others. I think the confidence on that one was pretty low, but the confidence on other ones were higher. Some of the more mundane ones. But I would have to watch it again.
Got it.
I need to get this video and fix this one. 1. 1. And 0.
I'll tell you that our chat is on it. They are solid. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for weighing in. As always, please make sure that you subscribe to Try and Prove It, to Jordan Henshaw, and to myself, Kelly Raybon. We appreciate all of you for being here. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. Hit that bell and then make sure that it says all. So that way you don't miss a thing.
So you're supposed to be able to see him in this footage. Why are we not seeing him move in this footage? Oh, we can't see him move. Here it is. So this is him moving out.
So can you play that through one more time?
Sure.
And maybe with a zoom in on the end of the road, or end of the road, sorry, end of the roof.
Yeah, so just wanted to, how many weeks ago? Transgender
Okay, so that's when he gets to that position.
I mean, does it seem to you like it's kind of a little weird, the way going almost to the edge of the roof and then maybe coming back a little bit as well? Or
Yes, it
am I
is not a linear path. So he
okay?
was going over here first, kind of, sort of, I think. And then he hangs a left. So maybe he didn't know
Maybe going
exactly
to
where.
the edge to to see how far he could see over, but not also be spotted. I don't know.
Yeah, he had some wasted movement there, so he didn't know exactly where to go. So he was kind of figuring out as he went along, I think.
But
So,
not,
yeah.
I mean, we're talking about what a short period of time to even be able to like get set up, get focused in, right? I mean, we're talking about seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm reading that correctly.
That is, you mean to run out?
By the time running out there, but then also retreating a little bit and then going back to, in theory, like set up near the edge.
Uh-huh.
It's just hard. I'm just saying, like, it's only a few seconds. There's not much time to really mentally dial in.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're now over here. Then he's going to wait from 3:22 to 3:23 p.m. And now we'll zoom out a little bit. And turn sound back on. Oops, there it is. We'll just play this out.
Okay.
And you'll watch, we'll just play this out. And I'll like move this over a little bit so we don't get censored.
So you see the person going across the roof. Starting to approach the edge. Getting closer.
We should start talking
Jordan, should we have your screen audio on the computer?
Too
Turn it down. Turn it down. Sorry.
There was no audio that whole time?
Just barely. I think it was picking up off of your mic.
Why is it white? Okay, sorry.
Can you turn it down though? There you go.
Okay, I can turn it down. I thought we said that, but okay.
Well, it's loud. I mean, just
0.3.
okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not in the game.
Great.
So you can keep an eye, guys, on both sides of these screens that Jordan has up right now. Jordan, if you want to narrate that a little bit, feel free.
I just wanted to let it play out so that people could see the movement of the shooter in real time with the video.
Awesome.
And that's where that video cuts off. But then he crosses the street. And we can kind of see him. Then he crosses the street, and it's kind of hard to see. And we have some stuff to talk about there. But Kelly, were you wanted to talk about something?
No.
Oh, I thought you just said something.
No, I just wanted to see if either of us wanted to narrate people in case they didn't know what they were looking at on either side. That's all.
Okay, so this is where he jumps off the roof right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the shot was taken, or allegedly the shot was taken from, over here. And then this is the woods where he allegedly dropped the alleged rifle, or a alleged rifle. And then we can play it out some more. Crosses the street here, and then he eventually ends up over here. Now this map is actually out of date. This rear yard is very different now, right?
It is.
It has a staircase now that is not reflected in this imagery. But he goes around in this area somewhere, and he ends up in this area. And we have his security cam or doorbell cam over here. It's going to pick him up running over here.
And actually, I can show you a little bit more back in that previous video if anybody wants to see. It's not that important, but what that area looks like.
I want to see. I think it's important.
Okay. So I know that I have another video showing what it's like coming back from the campus, but this is that UVU owned building. I mean, look, you can tell that they're doing something to maintain the lawn around it. I just didn't I didn't see anyone parked there, and it just kind of had a vibe of not being super, super nice, but it seems plausible that somebody could just take this down. So take this path down, but also, of course, take it back up to get into there are also the neighborhood that they just built over there. Also, interestingly, I have it in a different video, but along this same path, you have a perfect view of the corner of the Lucia Center roof. So here, now in this place, I'm like fully exposed, but right before I went all the way down that path, there's almost a clearing in the trees where you can easily see the roof. So I don't know if perhaps someone was keeping an eye out there. It was interesting. But yeah, so you guys see the rooftop right there, that larger, I don't know what they call that, I don't know, atrium, something that comes out of the middle. But then there's a corner right there, and that's where he allegedly jumped from and then crossed the street.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, did I spin all the way around? I think kind of just enough for you to see that there is a driveway that is depicted also. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. We can add yours back to the stage, Jordan. Here we go. But there was a driveway that was depicted in Jordan's map. But in addition to that driveway, the paved driveway, there is a new concrete staircase.
Mm-hmm. And that is located right here.
Yep, right in there. Exactly.
What have I done? There we go. Okay, so then we have that footage of him back here, and then there's some drama with this car over here.
Now, was this a good time though for us to talk about the gun, or was that later on?
I kind of wanted to get through the timeline so that that's over and finished with.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about because that happened. Let's just get this done real fast.
Okay.
So that I can feel like this is complete and that chapter is over. And then, okay, so we have him going behind the house and going that way, right? Presumably to his car parked over here somewhere, probably, we would expect. And then the stuff happens here. So TMZ, or whoever TMZ got this footage from, in the right. I'll hide this comment because that's not Kelly's footage anymore. There's a car that pulls up, and then some things happen in the car. Some people think, oh my God, TMZ intentionally edited this. They zoomed it in so that we can't see what happens with this car. I don't really think so, maybe, but I think they're just trying to zoom in on Tyler Robinson. I don't think it's malicious. But there is something happening in the lower right-hand corner here with the car. What do you think might be happening there, Kelly?
Well, I guess I want to add in that we don't know who would have potentially zoomed that footage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could it have been the person whose camera it was taken on? Or could it have been someone else in the process? Or could it have been, someone at TMZ? We don't have those answers.
Yeah.
So it's, it's interesting that it's not just left raw as is. And there have been many citizen journalists who have asked for that, via some family members, but so far the original footage has not been, given up to anyone else.
Yeah, but I would assume that they're just trying to show you the figure in the background. They probably didn't even notice the car in the front. That's the charitable interpretation. But that happens to be my interpretation.
Could you zoom into the footage in the bottom corner so folks can see it a little bit better? There you go. So look, you see them walk by, and then, that's okay. Just leave it right there. Okay, so there was a vehicle that that pulls up, and then you see those two people get into a car.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and address this now. I don't know, Double D Delaney. I don't know why I would make your profile name that, but they are asking, and it seems like a pressing question. Hey guys, could you please look at the part right before he jumped? He lays something down first, then it's his gun. Okay. Do you know what they're talking about? mean, I know
I
what they're talking about, but I don't know
I
if this
think
was.
yeah, I just think that video is really, really hard to decipher.
Yeah, this is not the best quality footage that we have in the timeline today. But we can try to see, because this is taken off a TV, but we do have the actual camera footage of that. So this is not the best quality available. In fact, if I get a break, you know what? Let's go back to this. If you start talking, like once we go into the next section of ethics, I'll pull that up, like the actual high quality version of that, because this is just smudgy things doing smudgy things. So we'll go back
What
to
do you
that.
mean the high quality version?
So this is the TV. This is footage of a TV displaying the footage.
Mhm.
We
Right.
actually have that video, the video itself.
Oh, yes, of
So I'm going
course.
to go find that file once I have a chance here.
Okay.
So it's not like footage on a TV that we're pointing a camera at the TV.
Yes, got it.
Okay. The gun. We have an article and we have a what do we have? We have an article and we have a Candace episode. So when I just did it again, it just zoomed me out all the way. I don't know why that happens. They need to fix that bug. Where's the spot? Here it is. So we have him crossing the street there, and then he hangs a left on our model in our interpretation. But someone else who has a lot more viewers than we do has him taking a right. And we're going to check out some of the reasons why that might have happened, perhaps. The first, thing we see that seems to indicate that a chicken coop. So the chicken coop, for those who don't know, the chicken coop is like over here somewhere, right?
It is, yes.
And some people say that
And I
Tyler
have a
Robinson,
video of
or
that too.
suspect, what's that?
Go ahead.
That the suspect here, that he hung a right, and he went down to the chicken coop to deposit the rifle in or nearby the chicken coop, all the way down here. But we don't know why he would go down that way. We think he would just go up. He would go this direction. So we don't really know where the chicken coop originally came from, but we have some ideas. And I will pull this over here if I can. This is a article from the Daily Mail, the certified PR publisher for TPUSA.
Officially unofficial, in case you've been tracking. It just is so odd to me that Daily Mail seems to get all kinds of scoops on this. So if anyone wants to, I don't know, investigate something that really hasn't been thoroughly investigated yet, see if you can track down the link between TPUSA and the Daily Mail, because there's just got to be something.
Mm-hmm. Follow the money. So we're looking at the instances of the word chicken for chicken coops in this article. The summary of this article with regards to chicken coop is they're just saying that the police checked a lot of chicken coops, not necessarily that they found a rifle in a chicken coop. Is that right?
That's right. So much so that if you scroll down a bit, we should have taken a poll to ask how many people believed that the gun was found in a chicken coop. We can do that now. I mean, if you were under the impression that the gun was found in the chicken coop, type yes.
Well, hold on.
And you can type no thank you so much, Jordan. You can say no.
It's coop like COO, not like coup d'etat, right? Yeah.
COOP. Yeah.
I don't know how to spell. Thank you, Kelly.
That's all good. I was a spelling bee champion once upon a time.
Okay. Was the gun found in the chicken coop? I did a spelling bee once. I don't remember if I won or not, though. No, I didn't win. Option number 1, yes. Option number 2, no. Create. Or I should fix that. I should edit that and say a gun. It's not the gun, it is a gun.
Or the gun in question, whatever, the gun that they keep talking about. But yes, a gun.
All right, I have posted the poll. And the way this is supposed to work is, there we go. It is supposed to be, you type 1 or 2 in the chat. That is how you vote. So just go into the chat and vote by typing 1 for yes or 2 for no. Was a gun found in the chicken coop? And then, okay. What were we talking about? So we have this article pulled up.
Yes, I wanted you to, if you could scroll down a bit, there is a photo. And it should be the caption.
Where am I stopping scrolling?
Just keep going and then okay. There, up. It's the one with the couple of officers. I didn't remember if it was 2 or 3. Well, there we go. So you can see. Oh no, like it doesn't have to be full screen.
Well, okay.
Well, then maybe that wasn't. Maybe we needed to go down a little bit further. But it's. I want to say it's 2 to 3 officers, and they're standing in front of some wooded area. Not that one though. That one.
This one?
Okay. The frantic search saw cops follow a number of false leads, even checking chicken coops. The frantic search saw cops follow a number of false leads, even checking chicken coops.
Not true leads, false leads. So there's no indication in this article that they found it in the chicken coop. However, we have some shocking new research and investigative journalism from our dear friend Candace Owens here.
And by new, we mean from September 18th, I believe.
Yes.
And to go speak to the news the next day when the killer was still on the loose. But I don't need to, I guess, judge the actions of parents. What I do know is we're not getting the full story. Okay. And I reached out to those individuals, by the way. I asked them to speak with me. I want to learn more about what they witnessed. I want to learn more about what they say that they heard and what they saw, what happened afterwards, what the setup there is on UVU campus, what time they went there. I want to know everything because I just spiritually know that more people are involved. Okay. Now let me tell you something about what the locals are theorizing. And like I said, it's the first thing that has made sense to me. Okay.
The first thing.
That's something which you will recall, the first people that got out the map of everywhere to look. And this is where the shooter walked. And this is what happened. And, here's our diagram of where everything took place. And he ran to the woods and he grabbed the gun. But we're not really getting too many details about where he got that gun from. We're just kind of told in the woods. And this person tells me, actually, the gun was found in the backyard of someone that I know. We all know each other. And it was found by a chicken coop. Like you could describe it as a wooded area, but it's pretty suburban here. And it was found by her chicken coop. The locals are theorizing.
According to who? Let's rewind that.
A chicken coop. Like where he got that gun from, we're just kind of told in the woods. And this person tells me, actually, the gun was found in the backyard of someone that I know. We all know each other. And
okay, this is a good segue into the next section of our show tonight, isn't it?
I think it's fabulous. Yes.
Let's segue. Do you have, I think you posted it on X, right? Do you want me to pull it up or do you want to pull it up?
If you don't mind pulling it up, that would be fantastic.
So what is wrong with this picture here?
Well, I would say the way that it's set up, I mean, there's a lot that's going on here. Okay. When something is presented, it's couched a little bit as speculation, but I noticed at the beginning there, she said that this was the first thing that has made sense to her. So that's a pretty strong endorsement. And we're going off of the locals, which, look, there's a lot to be said about what people on the ground have to say. You know, that's important. But you also have to remember that you have an audience, I would say, of millions watching, which comes with higher stakes. And in the case of the chicken coop, I'm not so certain that was, you know, there is no mention of the chicken coop in any of the documents. I asked folks last night on a space to please help me find something official that talked about chicken coops. And I have not heard from anyone yet. So if anyone can correct me, please, by all means do.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, all we have really heard was wooded area. I'm holding up the affidavit of probable cause, which I encourage all of you to take the time to pull up the affidavit of probable cause and the other charging documents. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Even if you think that it is Fed slop, okay, even if you disagree with it, it is important to be able to refer back to the facts in black and white. And so, yeah, in this case, it says that he went to the wooded area. Chicken coop sounds like a nice little term, you know, kind of like furry, kind of like, you know, some of these other things that they've 30-06, you know, like these other little catchy terms that they have wanted to stick in people's minds.
I am looking for the post.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll just go ahead and pull it up separately. I think it maybe wasn't coming up because when you post something in a space, it doesn't post to the timeline.
I just found it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
See the images.
GCL, you're always so funny. Oh, I like this. We call them Fed flags. And yes, I have gone to look at the alleged chicken coop. I went there that very first day and looked with diligence. So I have video. Unfortunately, I just can't pull it up quickly. But it is very far out of the way. And that's why from that moment, actually seeing it in person, it just didn't track with me. It was not on like a path to getting out of there, in my opinion. Chicken coop is the grassy knoll. Slop drop. Let me step back. Let me try this again. Okay. There is the corner of the Losi building roof. And here is the chicken coop where allegedly the weapon was. Oh. So it wasn't technically in the coop. It was like laying on the ground. Wrapped in a towel.
Wrapped in a towel. Placed in a box.
See, to me, it feels like that was a drop point for a gun on the way in versus on the way out. On the way out, I mean, why would you ditch it immediately?
I think he was supposed to come back and get it, and they were going to kill him. Because, as Jared pointed out, they had tape up around these trees. You could not get back here. the day of. Then they, at like 10, 11 o'clock, they take the tape down.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next day they come back and they put all the tape back up. Who did they want to let back in there?
Interesting. And of course,
we have them on the scanner saying to take the tape down.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But they had not, because they said they were done. It was like they had it and they were done.
Now look again how far that is from Losi, and it is even further from sort of the path to get back to safety, back to the vehicle, to avoid being spotted.
Yes, and on this map here, this is where you are right now. If you can see my little mouse, ish. But
okay, yes, in the corner.
Yep.
Is over here. So why is he making this entire travel? I don't think that he would.
And it's just too thick behind, in those woods right there to be able to go up and then into someone's backyard. And those different homes are stacked pretty you'd be running and jumping through the back of people's homes. And it just, all I can tell you is from being there in person, it didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. We are. Oh, I just pulled that up because you mentioned it. And then you were talking about.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I wasn't pulling up the SPJ Code of Ethics. Sorry.
I think I had it. If I can find it, though. I had it on here. And it's so tiny. I can make it better. Here we go. So now we can pull this up. What is this?
This is the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. And even though all of you at home may not consider yourselves professional journalists, I think that even citizen journalists, casual journalists, aspiring journalists can all strive to learn something from these general codes. I think it's very interesting. You don't have to be a hard ass stickler, okay? But I think that by reading through this, you can understand why things make sense and why it's best to just be above board when all else fails. If you want to scroll through some of those, Jordan, I think it would be good. I don't want to dwell too long. But okay, so from here, number one, journalists should take responsibility for the accuracy of their work, verify information before releasing it, use original sources whenever possible. Look, I think that, of course, we are in an ever-changing space, and that is the temptation to report things first and get the scoop, even more so when you don't have a boss overhead and someone who's like checking your work. But I think that these are just things that you should, on a personal level, strive for. Neither speed nor format excuses inaccuracy. So, hey, right there on the second rule, it's telling me it doesn't matter about the format. You still need to get it right. Provide remember that, provide context. Take special care not to misrepresent or oversimplify in promoting, previewing, or summarizing a story. Jordan and I are really big on context, and even when we don't agree about something that is could potentially be one way or another, we try to share multiple sides of an issue, even if we're unable to fully resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
What are some that maybe, here, this is another one. Consider, it's about halfway down the page or a little further down. Consider sources' motives before promising anonymity.
Reserve anonymity for sources who may face danger, retribution, or other harm, and have information that cannot be obtained elsewhere. Explain why anonymity was granted. Back in my professional days, back in my TV days, I would say that this is one that I took very, very seriously, because when someone goes anonymous, you, in theory, should be carrying all of the weight of the accuracy of that data on your shoulders and your reputation. And sadly, I think that in this space, that is used far too loosely, which ultimately impacts the public trust.
Okay, so what makes a professional a professional? You have people who are citizen journalists, who are YouTube journalists, who are amateur, armchair journalists, and then you have professional journalists who are not, who do not act like you can have someone on YouTube act like a professional journalist, and then someone who's actually getting paid a lot of money at a real news agency or something not act like a professional journalist. So what does it mean to act like a professional journalist? Let's use an example from a different industry, the one that I work in, maintenance. When you have someone, when you rent a house, or even when you own a house and have someone come over to your house to fix something, let's go into this view here. When you want someone to come to your house and fix something, and I think we can get this poll off the screen as well.
Yes.
Can you do that, please? So, the way someone behaves, the rules they follow, the principles that they adhere to, the values that they have, the way they portray themselves, the way that they talk to you, the way that they make decisions, the way that they respond to pressure, all of these things are either random and come from the person, or they come from an external system. They come from external rules, external structures. So you can have two different examples of the same service call in a maintenance context. You can have a phone call saying, you say, okay, this is a good example, Kelly. Say your AC breaks. No cool.
Yep.
And I won't go into any details here, but say your AC breaks and you call a guy and he comes out and he doesn't give you any detail. Like when he knocks on your door, let's go back to apartment maintenance. He knocks on your door. He has a key to your house. He didn't call you before. This is a rental. He didn't call you before he was going to come out. He just knocks on your door, stands directly in the doorway, knocks on the door, yells maintenance, and then within 30 seconds, he's already using his key to walk into your house. But you're in the shower, so you didn't hear it, or you did hear it, but you're screwed because he didn't wait hardly any time at all. So he just barges into your house when you're in the shower, and he doesn't really fix it. He kind of fixes it, but he doesn't really talk to you. He just asks you where the AC is, and that's it. He doesn't really ask you what's going on. And there's really no structure, and there's no communication, and it's just some guy who just walked into your house. Moving on, say you hire a professional HVAC company. They call you in advance. They have a very professional way that they talk to you over the phone that's not scripted, but it feels kind of scripted. It feels professional. It feels formal. It feels like someone designed the phone conversation.
Formal, for sure.
Yeah. And you can tell that they've had the exact same conversation many, many times. And then they get to your house, and they wear a uniform. They might have a badge on them. They probably have their name on their chest right here. They're probably going to wear foot covers when they walk into your house. They're going to knock on on your door. And if it's a rental context, they're probably going to take some steps back so that you're not standing in the doorway. And once they get inside, they're going to ask you what's going on. and they're going to ask you what has been going on with the system. They're not going to immediately start touching equipment. They're just going to get your side of what's going on, as much information from the homeowner or the renter as they possibly can. And then they're going to go through a clear procedure on how to diagnose the equipment. And once they do that, they're going to come back to you and explain to you what's going on. They're going to give you options. They're going to say, okay, we can do the quick fix, the Band-Aid fix, or we can do a more involved fix, or we can do the best possible fix, which is least affordable. And then they'll do it. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is the difference between a professional and just some guy is that structure, is those rules, is that predictability, is that formality, is those principles that say, I want to publish this story. I want to publish it first, but I shouldn't because X, Y, or Z.
I would say that it's like one version is, getting the sale. Okay. In your analogy, one version is just getting the sale and doing a quick job of it. And the other is being thorough, professional, responsible, and hopefully someone who, you as a consumer would want to call on again in the future, someone that you would trust. And so when you apply that to journalism, I think these standards, like this code of ethics, is really important to establishing the public trust, to doing a journalist's part in pursuing justice, and protecting all parties involved and treating them, fairly. That doesn't mean that it's just going soft on something, but it's being responsible.
Yeah.
It's a very it's a nuanced thing, but I mean, there's ongoing training as a journalist that you do. There's accountability.
Yeah.
And we're not asking for perfection, this is not about asking for perfection all the time, but it's about, again, responsibility, professionalism, ethics, and understanding that, okay, I'll tell you this. Yesterday, I saw on Instagram a major newspaper in the state of Texas had posted a clip of a political candidate, and it was very much clickbait. And I watched the entire clip, and I didn't really know it was about, okay, this woman, who's there is trying to ask a question very loud, and then the politician, the person who's running for office, starts to answer it, but his answer was never. He didn't even get to finish his answer. So I wrote to the Austin American-Statesman, and I said, hold on a second. This was total clickbait. I don't even know what her answer was, or question was. I don't even know what his answer was. What was the point of this? You have to remember, please, as journalists, that in this climate, or just in general, that just as important as it is what comes out of that politician's mouth, it is just as important every story that you write and every social media clip that you produce, that it's fair, because you could be changing people's votes in that moment. And so, I think about this whether they're talking about tainting the jury pool or just being fair to a person whose life is on the line. That's a big responsibility. And the bigger the platform, the greater the responsibility that it is.
Mm-hmm. Back to this one. So.
I mean, we can kind of blaze through this. I think that for the most part, you can scroll down. Yeah, a little bit. Never plagiarize, always attribute, minimize harm. Just as I was saying that, you think about protections, but not maybe necessarily in that doesn't mean that you're babying anyone. It's about treating sources, subjects, colleagues, and members of the public as human beings deserving of respect. Now, let's see. Jack Posobiec, who is the head, I believe, of a media, organization. Okay. Do you think that when he calls Tyler Robinson all of these ugly names, do you think that when Blake Neff, who is, basically sitting essentially in Charlie's chair, I mean, he's running Charlie's show, and then he's tweeting calling Candace a racial slur? Is that treating someone with respect? Absolutely not. There's fault on all sides of this thing, but it's all of these folks who are running around getting paid big bucks who have no sense, it seems, no sense of ethics when it comes to journalism. They love the perks, but they don't want to put in the time.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the public loses trust in that. It's. I was talking with my mom about this. That I even witnessed. I haven't shared this publicly yet, you guys, but I even witnessed one of the major commentators that all of you know speaking on the phone to a U.S. senator. I believe to be a U.S. senator. He addressed the person as senator. And said, yeah, okay, so that sounds good. So you send me your tweet once you've done it, and then I'll make sure I repost it. What? Like, we may have expected some of that from the mainstream media in the past, but to know that new media that was supposed to be so different and understand all of us and be in touch and in tune, that's what it's come down to, is collusion behind the scenes with politicians who are also mighty questionable. It's tough.
Yeah, my thing is, if you are trying to be an influencer or journalist or reporter, investigative reporter, whatever, if you are friends with the government, that's probably not good. So if you're best friends with the first family, with the president of the United States, with senators, with representatives,
they're putting you up in hotels and you're, tweeting about, that's not ethical.
You probably have a conflict of interest, so you're probably not going to be a good option for, accurate information about said people.
Thank you. So yeah, even though ethics sounds like a really dry topic to discuss, I appreciate Jordan for letting me vent a little bit, but also hopefully educate and remind everyone that we can do better. And as consumers of news, we should expect the people who you're tuning into to do better too, including us, including us. We want you to question things. And so thank you for the opportunity.
And what I was going to say was Charlie Kirk. He was extremely close to the president. So can he report on him accurately? Can he give honest opinions on what, the president's performance is? Probably not. So, you need to take that into consideration when you allow yourself to be influenced by people like Charlie Kirk. And, at the same time, is it a good thing to become friends with powerful people so that you can influence them in the right way? Yes, but you probably shouldn't yourself be an influencer if you're in that position, because you're kind of not able to be objective if you're playing it both ways. If you're trying to influence the president and you're doing that by being very close to the president and going to the White House with the president like every like hundreds of times over a pretty short period, you can't really report on the president unless you're like only there as a journalist. But if you're there as a friend and as a confidant, your influence should only go up. It shouldn't go down. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah. And I think there is space for people who are commentators. And so then at that point, it's on the, I think it's still on them to make it clear where their positions lie and their loyalties lie. But also it's up to the consumer to be discerning.
We have, it won't let me highlight. I wish it would. Here it goes.
There you go.
Avoid conflicts of interest, real or perceived. Didn't take me any time to find that one.
Love it. And then the next one, refuse gifts.
Favors, fees, free travel, and special treatment. And avoid political and other outside activities that may compromise integrity or impartiality or may damage credibility. I think people might know who you're talking about now. Maybe some people who pay attention.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. I think you guys should check it out.
Yep, it's really quick and easy to find, just SPJ Code of Ethics. But yeah, if you look up any sort of journalistic ethics code, it will probably be something along these lines. But SPJ, their code of ethics really is, I would say, the top tier. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I have some projects to share now that are pretty cool that we've waited until now for. If we go into here and go to special projects here. So there is a video that Erica Kirk made. So what happened was, I'm sure most of the people here know what happened, but there's a body or a mannequin or something in a casket very shortly after the alleged assassination. And Charlie is the wife of the person allegedly in this casket. And she decides to take a microphone and turn it on and put it on her person somewhere, I think. And then she goes up to her supposed dead husband in the casket, and she films a very creepy video. That, well, I'm not gonna characterize it, but she films a video of herself kissing and I guess praying over the body in the casket. But with some people, do you have your hands?
I do. Yes. Let me grab them.
Okay.
Let me grab my hands. Ha 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 ha.
So some people, Kelly, think, and me think that the hands look fake, and this isn't really the best image of the hands, but you know, we think that they look fake. No matter what the mortician says, they look fake. They look too rubbery, I suppose is the word. But what we're really focusing on in this video is the position of the hand in comparison to the suit jacket. And what some people had speculated was that Charlie Kirk, being about 6'2", his hand should have rested much, much lower relative to the suit jacket. But I did a test on my couch to kind of figure out where my hands lie. So Charlie was allegedly 6'5". I think he was probably closer to 6'3". I don't think there's any chance in any way that he was 6'5". Probably closer to 6'3". But anyway, I'm 6'1", 6'2", so pretty comparable height. And so my arm and hand ratio should be pretty similar to his. And what we see in this video, what do you see in this video, Kelly?
Well, for one, that your hands go far, that your fingers go well past the end of the coat or the jacket. Is that what you're showing? Or the size in comparison to, I don't know. You tell me, tell me what I'm looking at.
So, this is just different positions here. Like this is one of the positions. Would you say that this is a good recreation or a bad recreation?
No, it looks like a really good recreation.
Yeah. So that's just a normal resting position. And I
But
would,
even then, I feel that that your fingers already, they go past the end further than his. I don't know if you had more room to move your elbows out, but given the dimensions of what the casket would be.
yeah, that could be an issue. I did measure it. I had a little bit of room to kind of make my elbows come out a little bit, but I was finding that like this is probably the natural resting spot right there about for me with this suit jacket. I don't have his, so I can't put that on me. But based on these dimensions, I don't think that. Now, okay, the other thing you have to consider is like how low is so this is the top. You can't see my mouse. You can't see my mouse. But do you see where the top button is that is actually buttoned?
Yeah, I was trying to look for that for you. Okay, so you have that button actually buttoned. Is there another button past that?
Yes. It's kind of hard to see though, which I should have gotten a better footage, so I
It's
apologize for
okay.
that. But yeah, you can't really see where the other button is. I need to refilm it. I'll refilm it. You can't really see where the other button is, but I have my mouse over it. But maybe I can pull it up over here. All right,
That's
let's
okay.
find this video. Movies. Where is it? Here it is. And we're gonna go to this. Here we go. So the button is right here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then, but the thing I'm noticing is the distance under the button. How much is that? Because I don't have the same suit jacket, so I don't know if it's comparable. You know,
Yeah, I
but
mean, it's hard to say. And for him being a few inches taller than you, that I don't know, that may add a little bit more length in theory, to his suit jacket.
uh, perhaps, yeah. But based on this test, I would not say that there is a length problem or a body proportion problem. I would say that the proportions appear to be generally accurate based on my demonstration.
I mean, the audience
So,
feels that your fingers hang over more. I've
well, I
seen
mean,
several of those.
that is with my elbows out quite a bit.
Did you measure though that distance, the
I did.
interior?
I
Mhm.
did, and I can pull that up now.
Because I'm wondering if you would have had, if a person would have enough room to push their elbows out that much.
I had a little bit of room, but not a lot of room to do that. So 24 last or this wasn't on a stream, but last night we were looking at the average width of a casket. It's about 24 inches. So this is where it would be cut off. I
Okay.
needed some room, and I have to divide it in half because I need it for both elbows. So I was stretching my elbow into this space, but I couldn't stretch it into this space. So there was some room that I had, but not a lot. My elbow was definitely hanging off the edge. So there's not a lot of room. So I would say that it's inconclusive, but leans towards accurate. But it's inconclusive and it's just leaning towards accurate, I think. Like
That's
I'm not gonna
that's a good test though.
I'm not gonna say that, oh my God, we proved that the proportions are wrong. I'm not gonna say that. It's inconclusive, but leans towards accurate, in my opinion. I mean, we could probably figure it out.
Would you crawl into a casket for the sake of the investigation?
I heard they're pretty comfy.
That wasn't my question.
No, but there's a clip I want to pull up.
Oh, you wouldn't?
There's a clip I want to pull up.
If I could hook it up and you could crawl into a casket just for the sake of the test.
Hold on. There's a clip I want to pull up.
Is it bad luck? I've never heard that before. Okay.
Is it what?
Someone had asked if it was bad luck. That's why I was suggesting to just like do the measurements. Just seems weird. I know, you guys. Okay, relax. Look, we've been around here trying to prove it, and we need a hand.
Just bear with me. Okay, come on.
It's nailed up tight.
Oh, The Walking Dead.
Front door.
We're not going to get...
Oh. What are you doing?
This is the comfiest bed I've had in years.
Really?
I ain't kidding.
Yeah, you could do it.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay, should we, is there anything that you wanted to say about the hands?
Oh, yeah.
For some of our folks here this evening, this is their first time ever seeing
what?
These. Oh, yes. We've got some new folks in the house.
You'll have to see your ginormous magnifying glass, too. With our
Oh,
logo.
gosh. Yeah.
So, yeah, the hands look fake. They look like those hands. But the biggest problem with the hands, number one, they look fake. Number two, there might be some body proportion problems. And number three, they're too small. Because,
this one moves.
Erica 5'8", and then Charlie being 6, probably 3.
Oh, here we go.
My hand, okay. When we look at the photo of this is Erica's hand in front of, you can't see my mouse, but it's Erica's hand in front of what we think is a mannequin hand. Erica's hand is almost bigger than the mannequin hand, or than allegedly Charlie's hand. But she's 5'8", he's 6'3", 6'5". So, and they look fake. This is my hand. I'm 6'2", 6'1", and then Kelly, your hand.
5'8".
Yeah.
On a good day.
If we were in person again, we forgot to do this when we were in DC. But if we were in person,
I know.
my hand is going to swallow your hand.
Yeah.
Why don't you put it like next to your face?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's not going to work either.
That's,
but
yeah, because it's going to be
my
different.
hand would swallow your hand.
Oh, can you? This was good.
proportions are
Someone had
really
asked if you could palm a basketball.
Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah. I definitely cannot.
Yeah.
There's probably
so, like
There's probably a video of Charlie somewhere because I think he did like to play basketball, of him palming a basketball. Oh, use your phones. GCL, you are brilliant. I don't know if we have the exact same phone though. I have a 15
we don't have the exact same
Pro
phone.
Max. Okay.
But that's a good test. Let's do that.
That was
test.
a really good idea.
Because if my phone is similar enough to your phone that I mistook your phone for my phone when we parted ways. So
What about a pen? Oh yeah. What about a pen or something like that? Is there anything that you can think of that would be a standard size? I would pull up the Mac Mini,
Didn't
but
I
you know,
give
then I'd
you-
probably pull something out.
What have I given you? You have the CO2 pendant gun, but I don't know if you have that, and I don't have one on me right now.
I really just took it in the other room.
But let's do phones.
Okay. Okay. What phone do you have? It only has one camera?
It's like the poor person version, but it's brand new.
Well, this is the
But
Pro.
my
This is
real
the
phone.
Pro Max.
This is my real phone.
Okay.
I need to like cancel that phone, but this is
And this is the Pro Max, so this is a big one.
yeah.
Interesting.
Did you take it out of the case?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. She definitely killed him. Who? Erica? I guess. I don't know. And okay, why would they have a fake mannequin or something in the casket? Number one, because he's not dead. And number two is a much more sinister reason that I don't know that we need to talk about, but there's another reason. And it would be that he died in a very different way that we probably shouldn't talk about.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Not today, though. Not today, Junior.
Okay, so that was the first project that I did. And then remember when we were talking about you know what? I should find this video now. I should find this video because I never did find the video. I should find the video of Tyler Robinson jumping off the roof. Tyler Robinson. Can you read some comments, please?
Yes. Oh, good. Double D Delaney is still here, so we can address that issue while we're revisiting the roof. And then there was also a, the question, they wanted us to pull back up the white SUV that goes through the parking lot at the same time to compare it again to the other one.
Okay.
Do you need more time?
Nope, I got it.
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
speed.
Yes, you are.
Like with that other video of your live stream, you're like, oh, it'll take too long to pull up. 1, 2, 3, boom, I have it pulled up.
I was massively impressed with that. That was very good.
Okay, so it's running across the roof. Here he is. And this is the one that zooms in, I think. Why? Okay, so there it is.
Okay. Can you zoom? Oh, wait. It's probably hard in that one to zoom into it anymore. But it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Now you got me wondering how I can figure this out. I can figure it out.
Okay. Delaney, let us know if there is something else about this. I mean, there's some kind of object there, it appears, and then it gets slung over his shoulder and then kind of hits the ground. But I mean, it looks soft to me.
See, I want this in Blender. I really want it in Blender.
Okay. And then I can also say that's about 8'6". No, it's actually much higher than that. I also did measurements for the roof. Gosh, off the top of my head, I want to say it was 15 feet.
Yes, that is correct.
So 15 feet all the way from the top. If you count the area where his feet kind of touched and where he hung there for just a moment, then what did we decide? It was more like 12 feet,
It's like
11
11.
and a half, 11 and a half, something like 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's been a while and I've got a lot of measurements out there, but yeah, something around that area. But still. Okay, and Delaney says no, he puts down two things. He puts one down first and his arm goes outwards, then he turns around and he drops the other thing. Like no one sees nobody like sees his hand go outwards when he drops the first thing. Then he turns and he drops the towel second time. I agree that is a hard looking fall to me.
Okay, we're going to investigate that here in a second.
Yep. We're going to keep on going. After hanging, it would have been like a 9-foot drop. I mean,
No.
Yeah, we were going based off of, there are 2 marks on that window that's there. And I assumed that those are evidence tags. And I think that they said that those were inconclusive or unable to obtain anything useful from that spot. So that was what I was basing that other measurement on. To not bend your knees and roll. Yeah. So when I was on site, I had spoken to someone who does a lot of jumping around. Oh man, someone corrected me. It's not base jumping. It's
parkour.
Parkour, and then there's another name too. But yeah, they said that was something that they would have bent their knees and rolled to protect themselves. Yeah. See, guys, it's pretty far. It's on the verge of a guaranteed injury. Oh, okay, Peter, you went to a rock climbing gym today and fell 12 feet onto a mat. I hope you're okay. Tell us how you're doing. Did he get injured? Not that we ever heard.
No.
What you working on? Don't worry about zooming in right now. We can always revisit that later.
It's this thing where there's like 20 different YouTube downloader websites. And
it's I would tell you ytdown.com.
Yeah, that's what I was on.
What's wrong with it?
You click it and then it pulls a pop-up, click it, pop-up, click it, pop-up, click it, pop-up.
YT down?
Pop-up. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any. I use it all the time.
YT down.
YT down.
Because I use all these all the time. And like half the time I can get it to work and half the time I can't get it to work. Click it, pop up, click it, pop up. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. Nope, I don't want this. I don't want this. Just download. Nope.
But what site
No.
are you on right now? I can't see that.
I'm on YT down.
Huh?
Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. I'm on YT down.
Okay.
You still can't.
And wait. Did you click on the right thing? So scroll down. Hold on. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to see, but can you download right there? Like not on that. It's so small. I'm old.
You're not old. Stop saying that. I say start, and it just it does that. Then
okay.
So I'll figure that I'll have to screen record it. I don't know. Like every time it is constantly like, is there one of these that actually works?
Oh goodness. It's okay, Jordan. We're good. Don't sweat it.
Like half the time it just works. Half the time it's just pop up after 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 pop up, and it just doesn't work.
Okay. If you paste the link in the private chat, I can give it a shot real quick.
Thank you, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I just posted it. So now we'll watch my video here.
We're testing whether or not I can drop from about 11 feet up, down, and then run away. I think I can do it. It's really not that high. I think it's going to be a breeze. I would consider that busted. I feel fine. All right, back to you guys. Today we're testing.
Wait, could you do it again? Because I didn't get to see any of it.
Whether or not I can drop from about 11 feet up, down, and then run away. I think I can do it. It's really not that high. I think it's going to be a breeze.
This is true. This is true.
I would consider that busted. I feel fine. All right, back to you guys.
Yeah. So you still have to get a lot higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was a start.
It's a start.
It's a start. Now you just have to like double it.
Not double it. Definitely not double it.
Not quite double it, but you know, I mean, you're going to have to get a little higher up them branches.
A little bit higher. But it's a start. Can you text that to me?
Yes, I was just thinking that that's probably what you needed.
See, I don't understand.
Okay, can you check your downloads folder? Because I think it might have, like, I'm wondering if it downloaded each time that you were.
No, it didn't download.
Wow. It did the pop-up for me, but the download started immediately.
Well, it didn't for me.
Okay.
Does your screen or you don't have Blender, so
I don't.
You should get Blender. I should have put Blender on it. Did I put it? I don't think I did put it on it. Ooh, is Tyler left-handed or right-handed? I don't know. Do you know?
I don't think I know.
But we can't assume that the person there is Tyler Robinson.
But also, you know, we think that there may be a little something, speaking about like personal things with him, something with his eyes. Like, I can't think of what the condition is, but anyway, that it would make it perhaps more difficult.
He has lazy eye.
Yes.
Lazy eye. His eyes don't point in the same direction.
Yep, which would potentially make it more difficult.
Can I do that? Can I just go to a bouldering gym and do it?
Yeah.
I wonder. I should find out. I should find one.
But do they make you? Do they make you put on like a harness?
I mean, you can jump without it.
You can.
I mean,
Okay.
you can jump without the harness obstructing you. I would think.
Well, somebody send Jordan a super chat if you want to see him go to a bouldering gym and jump from higher, or just because you appreciate that he climbed up a ladder and jumped out of a tree.
Or send it,
all of
or
you.
send your super chats to the Try and Prove It channel so that it benefits both of us.
Either way, either way. Okay, yeah, we've got some expert climbers in here. Not a bouldering gym, no harness, but there are super thick mats. Versus hard ground.
I need to fix this. I have so many windows open that I cannot breathe.
Okay, you guys, he's going to make this Zoom work. You sure it's worth it, Jordan?
I'm almost there.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sandy, Colorado Life, for the $9.99 super sticker. We appreciate it. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, we do.
What?
I just said yes, we do.
Yes. I can keep going because we do have a couple of other supers. Wilson, thank you so much for the $10 super. The suspect manages to perfectly hide the rifle for his entire time on campus. So why would he need to hide it in the woods afterward? It was already hidden. That 30-06 was never on that campus. I would concur. I think at most it was stashed somewhere, maybe for someone else to pick up. But ultimately, so Tyler could get stuck with the blame and be the patsy. And whoa, just common sensing it. Thank you so much for the $100 super. Kelly, your ethical journalism doesn't go unnoticed, and neither does your willingness to go the extra mile or miles. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
I think, is that the moment that they're talking about? Potentially two things? Like, I didn't see two things on the way down, but
I don't know. That's about the height that I fell from right there. But he had an additional. Yeah, that's about the height that I fell from. So an additional like 4 feet or so.
Hey,
That's the
Double
height.
D Delaney, can you let us know if that point, right? If you rewind just a touch, Jordan, when his arms kind of like pan over, if that's the moment that you were speaking about. I mean, I agree. This video it looks like shady slop to me.
Okay. Is that a good thing there?
I don't know. She's talking about living in Colorado Springs. So if you could weigh in so that way we know that we are looking at the right thing, that would be amazing.
Okay. Maybe you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
Yep.
Um,
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't when he hits the ground that she was thinking there were two things. Did you see it? Did you see it? Okay, well, we'll have to go through this a little later. Jordan's, we're going to keep on, I think. Okay, is that where she's talking about that it looks like he picked something else up off of the ground? Hold on.
I don't know. She's not being very specific.
Let's see. Go back to when he gets to the edge and look toward his left side. Okay, and then Delaney said, right as he got to the edge, right as he got to the edge. Jordan, can you pan it down a little bit? Because he's so far. There you go. Thank you.
What are we looking for?
She said, no, he is still standing up. As soon as he gets close to the edge, he drops something and then he turns. Let's make sure that it's not right before that. Oh, okay. I mean, I think all this video looks so strange. Okay, at that corner, that right there. Like, what do you think that is?
Snake or something.
What'd you say?
Like a snake. It's not a snake, but it looks like there's a snake or something there.
Right. I don't know. Hopefully that real fancy ultra HD overwhelming evidence shows real clearly what that is. They've had 10 and a half months to cook it up.
Okay. Let's get into audience questions. Yeah.
Yep.
We're at 3 hours now, and we kind of wanted to
time to wrap it up. I know. Stick with me, Jordan. Just a few more minutes, okay?
Oh yeah. All right. Esoterica says, Kelly, you said they did tickets, but wasn't he not even planning on going there that day?
So they did apparently do tickets, according to, multiple people who were there, but Ashley, from, gosh, I guess it's been a month and a half now since she interviewed, and she mentioned that they signed up digitally beforehand, but then of course that day on September 10th, there was no one there to scan their tickets.
Mm-hmm. And Gary says self-guided bullets from DARPA are called Exacto for short 1 mile range. I don't think that he was shot by a bullet. I think what happened was very different. And you have a great sniper's perch with easy access already there. So I would probably put my sniper there on Lozy. So I don't think you need one of those bullets. I think it would be a lot simpler to just do it the normal way. If you wanted to kill him, just do it from Lozy. since it's so accessible. But if you don't want to kill him, you're going to have some visual evidence that we're going to see, and we saw it. So,
and I would also add that if there was some sort of self-guided bullet, I mean, I don't think that in this scenario you would necessarily need that, but I still believe that perhaps a shot was fired for sound effect, but that it was fired over the Hall of Flags and into the pond. To me, that is what makes the most sense, contextually and also, I don't know, experientially by being there and seeing how that lines up.
okay. Nothing but the truth says, hi, Kelly and Jordan. Did you notice that the white SUV that Barron pointed out stopped before the shot in the parking lot? Then the white SUV accelerates as the alleged shooter jumps off the roof. I don't know.
Here, yes. So I've got it. I can pull this one. Oh, let's see if we can take that down. I think that this should show it. Oh, can you remove? Let's see. Is it there's an unzoomed version maybe, or does it zoom back out? Maybe it zooms back out. Here we go. I think once it zooms back out, right? Boom, there it is. Are you pulling that other one, Jordan, by chance? The video from when he was going into the tunnel?
No.
Oh, okay, that's fine. This was the white SUV that they were talking about. So, and that we talked about before he was going into the tunnel.
I'm just trying to get my screen back. I don't.
Oh, okay.
My screen is dead.
Oh, no problem. But yeah, to me, this looks like that SUV, even talking about the rear lights and how they kind of bubble around the side. And I see someone also was saying that like a person disappear. I think you guys can't see my mouse, but if you look back by these trees in the way back near a sidewalk and the street, let's see. I think that's where they were talking about. Someone looks like they disappear. I'll play it. Somewhere in there, folks feel like, walking right behind the tree.
Yeah, my Blender project is dead right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like I cannot get out of full screen. It is impossible for me to get out of full screen.
Okay, do you need to restart the computer?
No, I just restarted Blender. It just boots into full screen mode, and I cannot get it out of full screen mode.
Okay.
I'm trying all the keyboard shortcuts.
I know, but do you need to restart your computer?
No, it's not the computer. It's Blender. Blender is stuck in full screen mode, and it will not exit.
Okay.
So all I can see right now is this is the only window. This is Blender right now. I cannot get it into Blender. It will only show me this.
Okay, but it's Blender. Got it. Okay, well, is there any, you can see yourself though in the screen, right? In the stream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, let's just carry on then.
Are we still in this video?
No, I was just trying to pass time while you were and answer some questions.
I don't even remember why I opened Blender again.
Okay, no worries. Okay, let's see here. Is it possible for him to have figured out the campus on this trip, or if he was the shooter, would he have come before and figured the campus out? It looks complicated to me. Look, so far, the prosecution, the state, has not presented any evidence to show that he made multiple trips to campus, as far as I know. So I'm not sure. And this, let's remember, this was 3.5 hours from his home. It's not like it was a hop, skip, and a jump. So that remains to be seen.
Yeah, and I think he could have done a lot of it on Google Earth with 3D buildings, but
yeah, I'm not so sure because there's nothing quite like going there.
Mm-hmm.
And even if that were the case, then there should be a substantial amount of evidence that shows exactly how long a person has been scoping things out on the computer or whatever device, in theory. And we've heard none of that.
Mm-hmm. And like with the Aurora shooting, you would definitely expect to see that.
Yes. And for anyone who hasn't heard me talk about the Aurora Theater shooting and James Holmes, I'm quick to say, because I worked in television in Denver when the theater shooting happened in 2012. We actually just passed the anniversary of that because it was July 20th, 2012. I mean, it's just one of those experiences, one of those days that as a journalist, like, you will never ever forget. And there was a massive amount of evidence that very quickly police brought out, investigators brought out, and it showed a long, extensive amount of planning that went into that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Maroon shirt guy is much shorter than the black shirt guy. When he passes the corner, maroon shirt guy is as tall as the line in the cement wall. Black shirt guy is much taller. That'll be interesting. That's something maybe we can go back and look at on a different day when the computers aren't acting a fool.
I don't know. I think you're on the new ones. I'm on the highlighted ones. T-Tree says, yeah, and the body cam stopped when on the roof. No proof of the screwdriver. Do you want to talk about the screwdriver yet or no?
Not yet, no. But just stay tuned. There's more on the screwdriver.
Okay. Destroy the blobs. What is that? What's the context of that? Destroy the blob. Right on. You are so right, Kelly. I'm sick of people treating everything as pure entertainment. I think they're talking about ethics.
Ethics. Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad that you guys, see it that way as well.
GCL says, Kelly, why is the Romanian flag the colors that Aviator Nation and other items use?
Aviator Nation is a clothing brand. I have a few of their pieces, but they do the lightning bolt and a couple other things. So that is interesting. I definitely want to take a look at that.
I'm so confused. I don't understand that, but okay.
It's
Tinfoil hat.
fashion. It's fashion, Jordan.
Is that the relevance though?
Jordan,
I'm not connecting the dots.
it's okay. I know. I'm the context gal.
Okay. Kelly and Jordan are not like them journalists. I'll probably rewatch the stream later and figure it out. I just don't understand where the hook is. But Kelly and Jordan are not like them journalists nowadays get paid to lie. No morals. Yeah, we're not getting paid much. So we're not owned and bought by anyone. Anti-Rabbit Carrot says there are almost no ethical journalists out there anymore. AP, Reuters, PBS NewsHour are pretty much your options if you want decent info. AP maybe, Reuters, I don't know. PBS NewsHour, I've seen some good things from. Kelly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, there are still, the thing is I think there are still great journalists out there, but it can be really hard to find an outlet overall that fits the bill every time. Sadly, I mean, things, even though it's been 10 years since I was working full time in television news, I could already feel it massively at that point. I mean, look, you guys, the reason why I left one of the TV stations, like one of my last jobs, was that they wanted me to essentially go into publish a story on television, you know, half cocked. So only getting one side of the story, and said, oh, well, you can always come back and do a follow up later. No, that's how people's lives get ruined. And, you know, when I'm an investigative reporter and I'm coming on TV or whatever platform and I'm saying, this is the story, if I'm just hitting some arbitrary deadline and not seeking more information only to fill a time slot, then I just have a big ethical problem with that. And so I left the job.
Mm-hmm. And T Trees says, I have a perfect story about being a renter with this very intrusive, freaky maintenance guy who was hammering on my windows, standing in a ladder, and would not answer questions about what he was doing. Yeah. You always want to be communicative of, and the greater context here is professionalism, but professionalism is being communicative with the people who your work impacts. That's very important. Just common sensing it says, I'm not a journalist, but when I was in real estate school, they really focused on ethics. That's very good. And I've heard the same. I think some people were absent the days ethics were focused on and the day morals were handed out. I didn't know that they handed morals out though. But this is a good question. Was Charlie in the gate?
Everything so literally. It's a figurative comment, but yes. The morals were handed out.
No. I was okay. Let me continue the thought then. I didn't take it literally. Okay. The day morals are not handed out, you earn them, and through pain and suffering. That's how you get morals handed out. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Was Charlie in the GATE program, Kelly?
I believe so. Per Candace. I don't know that independently. But yours truly was also in the GATE program, although we called it GT. That's on the stream list too. We're going to get there one of these days.
Someone said, or Gary says, someone said, I feel like I'm orbiting planet insanity. I say we're swimming in deceptions, but I love these two, even though I disagree.
Thank you, Gary. We appreciate that. You know, we welcome all different opinions here, agreeers and dissenters, and so glad that something that we do resonates with you.
And one last comment here. Kelly should talk about news. Her voice is soothing. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you. Some people give me a hard time for speaking too slow, but you know, I try to pick my words carefully. So thank you.
So I think that should do it for tonight's show.
This has been great. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Jordan, thank you for staying up late.
Yeah, I'm an hour
And
ahead of you.
yep, for all of the work that you put into creating the timeline with Blender, I know that it is no small feat. So you guys, there is more, I would say, to the timeline still to come. It is a work in progress. And I think this is something that we can continue to build on. But that was an amazing job. So thank you, Jordan.
And thank you to Kelly for driving out to I forget what the town was, some random town almost in you went to almost Oklahoma
Mineola.
to figure
Yeah.
out what's going on with full AR. So thank you to Kelly for that.
You know what? And I even on the way out of town stopped at a Dairy Queen because I wanted to see if I could check out the stand. But oh yeah, we could bring that up too.
Yeah, let's bring that
I don't
up.
want to stress you out, but I mean,
No, I'm not stressed out by this. I'm stressed out by other things, but not by this.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it in my downloads. I should have it in my downloads.
Awesome. Yeah, I stopped by DQ on the way out of town, but they did not have the stand. So the reason why I was wanting to check it out. And then I couldn't bring myself to ordering like the full chicken thing, the full meal deal. I was so tired and ready to just get home. I don't know. I wasn't thinking clearly, but I was thinking about it as I was going in. And then anyway, I only got like things that just came in a bag, 2 little chicken wraps or something.
You didn't get any ice cream?
No, too hard to eat and drive. I needed to get on that road. That I insisted on the ground shooting a video, TMZ video cam captured. Yeah, look, I think it was important to leave no stone unturned.
So, if anyone remembers this, I wish I had the original pulled up, but I don't. I can probably find the original. But these are some of the photos of interest.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find the original.
Of the Tyler
this is the one you sent me. This is closer.
Okay. Yep.
This is like your screenshot, like a photograph of your screen. But this is the one that the figure, I'm not going to call it Tyler Robinson, but the person in the video were in the photo. This is what they have, and this is what I got at Dairy Queen.
So what is interesting now, this, let's remember in regards to the Tyler at DQ or maroon shirt guy at DQ photo, this was something that has not been mentioned in any official document as far as we know. And this was something that Candace brought forth and on an episode. You know what? It might have been that same exact episode, interestingly enough, that September 18th episode. But anyway, she said that multiple people had sent her this picture. Now, if you take a closer look at the full photo, we wanted to see exactly, if as close as we could try to tell, like what the real DQ box looks like. Sometimes they change it up, but I don't know. To me, the box looks a little distorted here. The way that happy tastes good kind of like, it doesn't seem to be really connected to the box.
Yeah, it does seem like it's extruded a little bit, but I don't know. It does seem a little bit extruded.
And then there are some other anomalies in the overall photo, but one of the other things that we thought was like testable was looking at the stand, the base of this stand. So even though, of course, this is in Jordan's, do you want to talk about it, Jordan?
Let me see if I can find the original.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and mention it. So in the photo, the traditional DQ photo that Candace had shared back in September, there was a Superman, I guess coincidentally enough, Superman neck. You see a Superman poster. I don't know, kind of weird. But we noticed that it is up against the wall and you only see what I would call like half of a base. But we were just wondering, well, is there a backside to that base? So it's like weight is evenly distributed. And Jordan?
Yes.
When you went to go check out your DQ, what did you find?
I wonder if it's under the wall. Doesn't look like it is, but I wonder if there's like a lip there and it can go under the wall. Is there enough of a lip that it can be under, that it can slide underneath?
I mean, what would be the purpose for building something raised like that, though?
So that dirt can get under it?
Well, that's what I'm saying,
So
is
that you
the
can't
dirt
clean
gets
it?
stuck under there and it's really hard to clean.
Or so that you don't have to sweep up the dirt, you can just sweep it under the wall.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, we understand that they change out the poster, of course. It's a rotating poster stand. It's just that we wanted to really look at the base to see if we could tell that that was something that in theory, you know, might be uniform from DQ to DQ and it was worth a look. And so to us, this looks different. But if we're just looking at that person who is supposed to be Tyler, I think as many of you are saying in the chat, the guy looks different. I mean, yeah, for the rats to live in.
Yeah, that doesn't look like Tyler to me. It just doesn't.
It doesn't look like Tyler to me either. It looks like someone who could have been there, you know, with a maroon shirt that day and was maybe a dupe. But okay, you guys, it has been a long stream. Jordan, thank you so much again for holding strong with us, and thank you all,
Kelly,
being
for
here.
always being here. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.